Hey y'all, and welcome to the Sorry Not Sorry Generation podcast, where we bring you a not-so-healthy dose of humor and reality as we get our hands dirty with some serious nostalgia and question everything.
Let's dive in.
Hey y'all,
Hey y'all,
it's Misty.
it's Ani. Might have to change my name after this, but still me.
Yep. Oh god. Ani received a mysterious and very creepy text message like a couple days ago from an unknown number. Okay, it was really bizarre, and they more or less just said something along the lines of here, I'll read. I won't read all of it, but I'll read part of it. And it's just like, hey, uh first of all, they sent you a photo. Like, that was like pretty much, they sent you 3 dots. They said, hey stranger, then another message that was just 3 dots, and then they sent you a picture from Finding Nemo of the gif of the little girl tapping on the glass saying, are you there? That's fucking creepy, just right off the bat. Just didn't even give you time to respond really before they're sending you dots and like weird Finding Nemo images. Okay, and they're like, hey, that what, I forgot to mention that I had to change my number. Stalker situation, it's minor if you haven't forgotten about me already. Okay, no, that none of that should tell you anything who it is other than this is a freaky person who is likely accused of stalking at some point. Okay, no
I have no idea who this person is. Like, I've tried searching their number and I get nothing. And they even said like, "Oh, I had to change my number because of some stalker issue." I'm like, "Who are you?"
If you change your number, you're supposed to tell somebody, hey, this is so and so. I will die of laughter if this mysterious texter is somebody you know. I'm going to die of laughter even harder. And Loki, I truly hope this happens. I want it to be somebody your mother knows, and I want at some point walk into the room and be like, Ani, why is somebody telling me that you're pregnant with twins and in a 5-way polyamorous relationship? I want this to be a moment because I want that text message from you and be like, so I don't know who this is.
Now I know who this person is.
It's just like, okay, so
I have no clue.
Yeah, it's really weird to, like, first of all, if somebody was having a stalker issues, like somebody you were close to, you would know.
I would
Like,
know.
Yeah, and like if it's clearly, I'm assuming this is not somebody you actually know, and maybe it's just a wrong number or something. But like, why wouldn't they tell you? If you're not important enough to this person that they didn't tell you about the stalker issue that they had, then it's not somebody who's important to you.
All they've told me is that they are tall, dark, and handsome. I'm like, who
is this person the stalker? Because like, is the stalker issue this person getting charged with being a stalker? Like, I was just hoping that if it was a wrong number, that
sorry,
it was
tall,
like,
dark, and distinguished looking. I'm like, who the fuck are you?
okay, that doesn't tell me anything. But like, I was just really hoping that if it is a wrong number, it was somebody hoping they were texting a female, because I was gonna go down the wild route of like you having like twins.
Oh my god!
And all this other stuff.
No! Wait! I went back to the beginning. I know who this is.
Oh my god! Oh my god! No!
So, previous workplace where the old guy was the one in charge, and I was like, he was creepy, constantly telling me to like go check out like a women's health clinic because I was overweight.
The fuck?
Yeah, he was old and rude as shit. There was a guy there who ended up working there maybe the last couple months while I was there.
Uh-huh.
His name is Minor. Pronounced Maynor.
Okay.
So he literally said, hey, like, he said his name, but I read it as like it was a minor stalking charge.
Wait a minute. Okay, hang on. You sent me a photo of that. Let me read that again.
Because it says, oh, you know what? I forgot to mention I had to change my number. Stalker situation. It's minor. If you haven't forgotten about me already. I'm like, I read that. Grammar, people. Grammar.
I
Context.
read it that way because you fucking sent it to me, and that's how I
Yeah,
read it.
I understood. I read that sentence as it was a minor stalking situation.
I just thought, like, the way he capitalizes oddly throughout all of this just made me think he was continuously like, there are several words in here that is fully capitalized. I just figured that's what he was saying, not
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry,
I've
but
been
he
fucking with
he
this
he
person.
describes himself as tall, dark, and distinguished. Okay.
Grammar!
Well, not even just grammar. These are the creepiest fucking text messages. Like, these are so weird. He refers to himself as tall, dark, and distinguished looking. Does this ring any bells yet? No. Who the fuck are you? It has taken several days to figure out who this man is. And let me tell you, we have been fucking with him. Okay? Like, lovely and
Hardcore!
beautiful listeners. Let me tell you, Ani, like a gift from the gods, text messaged me the other day,
Hang
and
on.
she's like, "Hey."
Before we get into that, I first
Mhm.
sent a screenshot of this because I went in my head, I'm like, do I ignore this or do I
Mhm.
go ham with this?
Yes.
So I first sent it to a group text with Aaron and Geneva,
Mhm.
and they both said, ignore it, just forget it's there.
Yep.
I sent it to Jeannie, and I'm
Mhm.
like, what do I do? And she's like, who the fuck is this? I'm like, I don't know. And I didn't hear anything. I sent it to the group chat. I sent it to you specifically. I'm going,
Yeah.
do you want to fuck with this person? You're just like, yes.
It's
I'm
like
like,
a
all right.
do you know how much I love accidental wrong number text messages to read them on the internet and stuff like that if people fuck with them? I never get them. I never fucking get them. And so like a gift from the gods it's themselves and it was placed in front of me and you're like, "Hey, I have no fucking idea who this is. Do you want to fuck with this person?" I'm like, "Oh, the chaos. The chaos. The chaos." So, immediately we decided like just go full throttle, like 20 out of 10 chaos, let's do this. And I came up with truly the most chaotic bullshit I could possibly think of. And because if you're gonna do this, it has to be good and it has to just go all the like you need to make this person read this message and think to themselves, what fucking alternate universe did I walk into? That's the point of wrong number messages. When you decide to fuck with somebody, do it full throttle or just don't do it. So together we decided to send the first message, which was, "Hey, doing all right. Just trying to get life back on track now that the trial is over and I'm out of lockup. I was just glad it was ruled self defense in the end." Obviously, 100% fictional, okay? And anybody who actually knew Ani would know, obviously, this isn't true. However, this person doesn't know fucking jack shit about her. And that's how we were proving the fact that this is not somebody that she knows. Because anybody who actually knows you would know that that's not true. So, sent that as the
Me
first
in
message.
lockup? It would never happen. They never
Yeah, and
catch
it's just
me.
like you'd never get caught, sweetie. Just like not that you wouldn't do something to earn your place there, but like it's you just wouldn't get caught. We sent the
Exactly.
follow-up message of like, "I've been working on getting my job back," exhausted face. Which is exhausting and frustrating, but I really need the money right now with the babies on the way. I knew twins ran in the family, but damn, was not expecting that. And truly,
Twins do not run in my family.
that's funny. They run in mine,
FYI.
which made me think of it. So that's why I thought of it, and I'm like, "Oh, well, twins run in my family."
Yeah,
So,
not
like, because
mine.
if you're gonna send it, I just had to think to myself, "Okay, pregnant, boring, whatever. Pregnant with twins, ooh, I just out of lockup and pregnant with twins, ooh, okay." I really considered making it like the baby daddy, one of the guards at the jail you were in, but
You
like
could
we
have
wouldn't.
thrown him into one of the 5 that I'm apparently dating.
We're
I'm
getting there.
in a
We're getting there.
polyamorous relationship with 5 different dudes.
I didn't say they were all dudes.
Oh, they're 5 different fucking people, girls.
Gone to that yet. I'm waiting for them to answer you. So this person, as we're sending these messages, is like, "What the fuck?" And then so you tell them all this stuff about like you being pregnant in a way that I'm not sure this person has any concept of like anything. They call you. They try to call you, so obviously you don't answer. So we have you message back. "Sorry, can't talk right now. At the doctor's waiting for my OBGYN appointment." which this person, in truly a moment of absolute stupidity, messages you getting it checked out. LOL. And just like, you don't know what an OGBYN is. Like, you
This
don't.
person has 3 kids.
So, oh God, that's fucking stupid. Oh my God. So we send what is now the next message, okay? And then it goes like, LOL, no, bunch of question marks. Anyway, how goes with you? I've been working on getting my job back and all that. Um and then like talking about like the twins and everything like that. And then so unfortunately, like this person did not message you back right away, which was hella disappointing. Also, if this person's got like a bunch, is this person married?
um, I knew them when they were married. I don't know if they've since gotten divorced because this man's a hoe.
Okay, so like clearly, first off, he is fully texting you because he wanted to hook up with you, and like
Of
that's not
course.
even
And
a
I'm like,
question.
no, not happening.
But like, so like send him all the stuff about the twins and everything, and then he sends you messages back like, "What? You're preggo?" And I'm just like, "Did you not get that from like earlier?" But whatever. And since when and with who and how the hell much have I missed? To which point you have sent this screenshot of this particular message because it had been like a day or two. You sent it to the group chat with me and Aaron, right? And Aaron's just like, just ask him who the fuck he is. And, it's just like, but you, in all of your chaos, energy, glory, you're like, what are we going to do? Like, what are we going to say? And I'm just like,
That's why I said to the group message, I'm like, like Aaron already knows that like you and I are
mm-hmm,
doing this. So I'm like,
let's do
let's just
this.
throw Aaron into the mix and be like, just show her how much chaos we can cause.
Oh, so, cracked my knuckles, stretched a little, and just racked up the chaos. And this, as of right now, when we were recording this, is the latest message that we have sent. And let me tell you, I threw all of my chaotic energy into it. So the message that he most recently has is as follows. Yeah, well, you've been gone a while. Lots changed. Still can't believe you weren't there when he went into rehab like that. What the fuck were you doing that was more important than that? You know what? Don't even answer. I don't know, and I don't want to know, because there ain't nothing that should have been more important than that. Like you said, you would be there, but whatever, I guess.
See, I don't even know who the he is that Misty's
Oh,
referring to.
I don't either. I don't either.
No
Me neither. So and then
clue.
I went on to say it's just like I've moved on from a lot of things and I'm doing better now, especially now that I'm in wonderful relationships, plural. Uh, Polyamorous relationships weren't something I expected would be for me, but I can't deny that the five of us raising my twins will make things a lot easier, and I could certainly use the help after all that's happened. Now, that is the end of the message. However, I do have plans for a follow up depending on what he says. And that's when I was going to lay out the fact that it's just like they're not all dudes, because that was the first idea. And then, like, I haven't decided if one of them is going to be one of the guards at the prison you were locked up in,
Ah,
but maybe your lawyer. Ooh, maybe your lawyer.
my lawyer. Okay.
Both. Ooh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
Maybe the
my
lawyer
lawyer and
already
my
had
guard.
Maybe the lawyer already had like a polyamorous relationship with like his wife and then like another dude, and then you came in and you brought like somebody else with you, and now there's just the five of you. And because like that seems like a lot of fun to like throw into this chaos mix. Basically, the point of this is just to be as chaotic as possible until this person understands that I have no fucking clue up until like literally 2 seconds ago when we started recording this who you are, and you have the wrong number. And apparently they don't have the wrong number and you do actually know who this is.
Yeah,
So,
took me a while.
but however, to be fair, he was absolutely just texting you to get with you. And look, dude, you married, you got kids, you deserve this if you looking to step out on your wife. So
You deserve this.
you looking to step out on your wife, you get weird, creepy, psycho, like chaotic, polyamorous text messages. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, what a fun way to start a holiday episode.
Yep.
This is how we're starting our holiday episode, by dropping this chaotic mess right in the beginning. Mm, mm,
I'm, man, I love it.
me too. Like shit. So, for the actual point of this episode, besides chaotic text messages, the point of this is a holiday episode. just to talk about nothing like super serious and anything, just us talking about the holidays, how we spend the holidays, what we like to do during the holidays, traditions, some weird habits maybe that some of us do, and things we'd like to do in the future. So just kind of a chill, relax holiday episodes as we finally like actually get in the mood a little bit for the holidays to get here. So which is hard in Florida because like it's 80 today. So
It's
we have a
been nice and like sunny but windy and like a little
mm-hmm.
chilly. It's like maybe like low 70s, high 60s. I'm like, it's nice. I
we
have my little foot heater on.
Aw. We finally have our first real cold front coming, and the high is 68. So
See, that's the
that's
kind of weather I would have loved to walk around Florida in
oh
at
yeah.
Disney World.
Oh yeah. It's great weather for that. So, but that shit don't start happening until as close to the end of the year as possible. So, but yeah, so we're just finally starting to get into like the good weather stuff, which is great. Um, wish it would more like this all year round, but you know, whatever. I just want to leave my windows open for once, and I want to wear my sweaters. I have so many sweaters that I can't
So do
wear.
I. And you just need to get the fuck out of Florida.
I do. I really do. So, but I definitely like I'm looking for jobs, but I'm trying to look for virtual jobs like the way I have now where I work from
Yeah.
home because it would be so inconvenient if I had to go back into an office because like I listen to our podcast during work, to edit it,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
during my lunch and everything like I work on homework and stuff like that and it's just super inconvenient if I lose out on that, that extra
Uh-huh.
productivity because I can't
Like
listen and edit the podcast like in an office. So
I don't wanna go back to an
no, like
office.
I don't want to commute. I don't want to do any of that other stuff.
I
Like I just,
don't mind, like, working in an office because like,
mhm,
hybrid could be okay, but
yeah,
ideally, just let me work from my patio. I go to the bathroom when I want. I
mm-hmm,
fucking get up and get a cup of water. I pet my cats.
yeah,
I go like, oh, like, I do a lap around my house, like literally just my house, a lap around
mm-hmm,
from backyard to front yard. 3 times, get some sun, walk around a little bit, and then back to work.
yeah. It's just so much more relaxing and
I
easier,
get so
less
much more work
stressful.
done
Yeah, yeah.
while
It's
I'm
much.
home because like I don't have to worry about someone looking over my shoulder and be like, "You're doing something you shouldn't be doing," because I have my TV on or I have my music on or
Yeah,
I'm like talking to you guys. I'm just like, can't do
yeah.
that when I'm at work.
Yeah, I really hated that. One of the things I hated about working at the last university I worked in is we didn't even have cubicles. We had half cubicles
Mhm.
where I'm literally sitting like my desk is connected to the desk next to me, and there's a little half wall that
Yep.
only comes up to about my shoulder next to me, so I can just turn and stare directly at the face of the person next to me on every side. And I was in the direct center of the room, so every direction I look in, all the people, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
I hated it, and I absolutely hated it. It drove me nuts. And like, if you so much as like look at a text message, like my boss sat directly behind me, and our other team lead boss sat catty corner to me. So if I so much as look at a text message, they're just like, "Are you done with this yet? Are you done with that yet?" And I'm just like, "Chill. You need to chill, okay?"
Get my shit done.
Yeah, it's just like I'm allowed
Everyone's
to
got a
read my
different
text message.
process.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm just like I also like the ability to go to the bathroom whenever you want without feeling like you're getting up too many times or anything
right?
is nice, and especially when like you're on your period. Like I just want the ability to be able to have my own bathroom like when that's going on. So, but like I don't want to be in an office again and it would super cut into my productivity and I'm just like I don't want to do that. So, like, look, my current place wouldn't have been too bad if I had to do it because I had my own office. Because I don't like being around people like that the way I had my first one. Because there's just too many people. They're always looking at you and they're just super micromanaging with you. So, like, my office has a door that I could close if I wanted to,
Right.
but it felt kind of awkward if I closed the door because everybody else that was there had their door open, and I'd be like the only weirdo with the door closed. And it's just like,
I'd fucking close that door. I don't care.
He's like, I want my privacy. I don't want you to stare at me as you walk by because my office is directly across from like the little kitchen area. But like I just like I don't like it because I still couldn't do the other things. Like I couldn't listen to the podcast. I couldn't, like do homework or whatever. and stuff like that, and it's just like, because I'm over here sitting like sending emails and making spreadsheets and everything while the podcast is playing.
Yeah.
And it's just like it makes me productive twice as much because I'm getting now two things done instead of just one. And then if you had a commute on top of it, and then how long it takes to edit the episodes, and then all the homework I have to do, and it's just like I would literally never have any free time, and it would drive me nuts. So I don't want to be back in an office. So they're in the process of giving my all of our offices at where I work now away. So
Oh.
we won't have to worry about going back in the office. So
Yeah, I know that my work has I think another 7 years at least
mhm.
on their lease, and they don't want it.
Yeah, I bet not. Just like,
Oh,
no, thank you. And which baby is that?
that it's my chunky boy.
Hi, chunky
It's my
boy.
chunky boy.
Oh, hey, chunky boy. He's such a good baby.
He is. His motor's running,
Aw.
so that's what I call it when he purrs because he sounds like a motor.
Aw.
Oh,
He a good boy. Oh,
he
is
a
your
good
mom
boy.
just grabbing your whole face like
I
that?
am. I am, and he loves it.
I bet he appreciates those nails you got, girl. Like, you probably give
Oh
good
yeah,
scritches.
I do give good scritches. I do.
For anybody who's never seen Ani's nails, the girl got claws, so.
I always ask my girl to make them as sharp as she can. And that is why my all my clothes, underwear included, have holes in them. Because when I pull on the arms or I pull up my pants, nails make a hole.
Oh, it's fair. That's what happens when you got claws.
I know.
Valkyria has claws,
Yeah, she
but
does.
hers are natural.
Yeah, I know.
She could paint them
Unfortunately,
though.
mine are not.
She could
You want
paint
to
her
hear the other
claws.
funny thing that happened today?
Sure.
This is a story I told you I was going to tell you earlier.
Yeah.
Um, I so we've had our evaluations going on for a while, right? Since like
Mhm.
September. And like I
Okay.
think tomorrow or like this week is
Mhm.
the deadline
Yeah.
for all the evaluations to be submitted.
Okay. They do yours yet?
They did it today.
Hmm.
So
Took them long enough.
I did my self eval back in like September.
Okay. Also,
And
self-evaluation's the dumbest fucking thing on the planet because
I know.
nobody's gonna say anything bad about themselves. Like,
No.
come on.
Um what was it? Yeah, I did my self eval back in September, and I had like my one manager in the big account was like, I want like she asked her manager if she can do my eval.
Mhm.
He's like, no, the other one's gonna do it. I'm like, I have heard nothing from the other manager. Nothing. I sent an email to him and
Mhm.
CC'd his manager. I'm like, hey, I just want to make sure that, I know evals are due soon. I just want to make sure that everything is good. And then I'm like, let me cover my ass and
Mhm.
email HR and let them know that, hey, I still haven't had my eval yet. I just want you to know. So in case, it misses the deadline, I just don't want it to have a like negative impact on me.
Yeah. Good for you.
My dumbass, my dumb self blasted it to the whole company.
Oh my god! How did you manage to do that? Holy shit, the CEO read your email.
Everyone read my email. Everyone.
Oh my
And I was
god!
talking to my old manager, and she's like, "What did you do?" I'm like, "What? What happened?" She's like, "You blasted it to everyone." I'm like, "Shit, shit, shit! I fucked shit."
I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Oh my god! I was instantly covered in goosebumps. I started to panic. I'm like, they're gonna
Oh
fucking fire me. I mean, granted, I was very polite in my email to HR. I didn't name any names, and
but that
my
was
old
a private email. Well, HR got your email.
yes, they did. And then here's the thing. When I sent that email, I got messages from two other PMs that are in this one account that
Mhm.
this manager has just been lacking on like doing our evals, right?
Mhm.
They're just like, I haven't had my eval either. I'm like, oh my god, I started a revolution. And so all of us had our evals today. I'm like, yeah, I lit a fire under her ass, didn't I?
Ooh, okay. Somebody's not getting a raise. Fuck.
The topic of a raise came up because I had mentioned it before. And I'm like, listen, I do a lot. I do way more than my job description. I am due a raise. And it's like next year because they're like our directing manager did tell me
Hmm.
that he's just like he's planning on like moving me up and like getting me more involved in accounts, which will come within a raise in 2023. I'm like,
Yeah.
good. You are on
Good.
my and like his and he even told me he's like I'm going to all the higher ups. It's on my agenda. It's like I'm on top of it. I'm behind this. Don't worry. He's like because we want to encourage you to stay. We don't want you to leave. We love you because it's just like it's not easy to like um train someone to be a project manager that can communicate so well with clients.
Yeah.
Like, and I flat out told him, like, listen, you put me on the phone, I'd be horrible. But you put me behind this computer screen
Hmm.
and a keyboard, everyone loves me. I
Yeah.
get along with
Yeah.
everybody.
There you go.
I know my cyber speak.
There you go.
And they're just like, yeah, we don't want to lose you. We love you. Everyone, like, even though I put you on blast.
Well, they probably think you're very brave. And don't take any bullshit. So like when the time comes to like get that raise, you'll be like, she's not afraid to call us out on a company wide basis and we don't do our shit.
It was supposed to go just to HR, and I somehow wrong email and it went to everybody.
I would never want to email HR now. Like, oh my god. I'll have to physically go down to the offices and they'll be like, why did you come to visit in person? Like, because I'm afraid of emailing the whole company.
HR's in Florida. They're in fucking Miami.
My school has tens of thousands of people working for it. I can't imagine sending an email to everyone. I would end up sending, if I did that, I would send emails to professors I had. I'd have to move out of the country. Like, I'd have to leave the United States. I'd have to, like, go to fucking Australia. Maybe the Antarctica. I don't know. Probably the Antarctica. Mm-mm. Oh my god, girl, oh, holy shit, that's so embarrassing. That's so goddamn embarrassing.
The instant panic. The instant panic. And my old
Woo!
manager's like, I have no idea how this is gonna play out, but no matter what happens, I got your back. I'm like,
I would have been Googling so fast how to retrieve emails. Because I know you can do it. If somebody
yeah.
hasn't opened the email yet, I would have been Googling that so hard, like, holy fuck, give it back.
I click send. I'm like, okay, good. I covered all my ass. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm like, oh god. Okay.
But then I laughed about it for a while. I'm like, oh well.
At
Done is
least you
done.
laughed about it. I'd had to take a week off. I'd have to like, really just look into changing my name. Like, no. I was just like, no, I could have done that, girl. Like, fuck.
Mm, mm.
Mm,
It's a good
mm.
thing that everyone loves me because again, when they see my desk, they know I've got some personality because I have like my rainbow bright toys on there. I've got like Lucas the spider. I've got my Gigi cat
Mm-hmm.
lamp. I've got my Disneyland mug, my Slytherin coaster, my Star Wars blanket. Like
It's true.
I have a big
Oh.
old sign that says nope.
Oh God, girl.
Yeah.
That's something else. You something
That,
else.
that was
I
my
give you that.
morning.
I would have expired by noon. Oh, I was not expecting that. Like, of all the
Uh-huh.
things I expected you to tell me, that was not it. I
Mm,
never would have guessed that.
you're
Holy
welcome.
shit. You've been providing me with a lot of entertainment lately. Like, I'll give you that. Like, I need to have something chaotic happen to me. Like, somebody needs to, like, call me and like, try to scam me or something, and I can do something wild so I can provide you with entertainment too.
You know what I decided to do?
Hmm.
I am going to download another app
Okay.
because I don't want to be on dating sites. We've established this because it's
Yeah.
just a waste of time. And usually when I'm on there, it's not because I want a relationship, it's because I get bored and I want to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And dating site conversations are just pure garbage.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, if I just want random ass conversation whenever I feel like it, I'm gonna download Whisper.
I don't know what that is.
Whisper is like an anonymous app. I mean, people do use it for like sexting and whatever. I'm like, you post a quote or like you say something, right? Like a question, a quote, whatever, and you just throw it out there. Sometimes people will message you about it. Sometimes they'll just like it and move on.
So anonymous Twitter?
Everything's anonymous.
Anonymous Twitter is what it
Mhm.
sounds like.
Yeah, you
Okay.
have yeah, everything's anonymous, so you don't like you don't have to exchange numbers. You don't have to send each other pictures. Like you can, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
No one needs to know what you look like, who you are, where you live.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna give you the information so you can just log in and see what the fuck I'm doing. Cause like I know you won't get your own whisper, so I'll get one for us. This will be entertainment. All
Oh
right.
god. Okay, I just thought of something. We should do it and like collect, like screenshot the best ones we do
Oh,
over like the next like couple of months, and then we'll have an episode where we just read
read the
the
best.
wildest ones you have.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. I'm now far more interested in being a part of like the actively being a part of that. So,
Okay, so we're
oh,
gonna do that now.
oh, that's hilarious. Holy shit. Okay. That's hilarious.
Recover your whisper. No, I just made a brand new account, and apparently, I don't even have to make one. It just gave me a new display name.
Okay.
It's like, here you go. Here's a new one. New account for you. Just girl,
Yeah,
girl.
screenshot the best ones, email them to our podcast email. So we'll just keep them in there as and for an archive, and then during one of the episodes, we'll just read them.
What should my first whisper be? A thought, a comment.
I licked a bee today. 0 out of 10 would not do again. Didn't like the fuzzy taste.
I okay. I licked a bee. Cause why the fuck not? Don't you love that I just create chaos?
Oh
Just
my god.
situations.
Your chaotic nature and my pure randomness are just that is a gift. It's one of the things that I'm aware that makes our D&D campaign, especially as we go down the line, is going to get even more chaotic.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what kind of background I can use. Bro, I said a bee and I'm getting like minions. Ah, here we go. There's a bee. Oh, that's very fuzzy.
Yeah.
Should I go with that one?
Sure, why not?
Next. Done.
Like you are a chaotic goddess full of like just true chaos trickster energy, and I embody early 2000s lol randomness.
Yes, no.
And just like between the two of us, something truly horrific happens. So,
You know what we are?
huh.
We're the Marauders. Erin is Ramus because she doesn't really join,
Mm,
but she doesn't stop us either.
fair, fair, fair.
Now I'm guessing you would be serious.
I think it'd probably be James,
You'd be
and you could
James
be
and I'd be
yeah,
serious.
you'd be
Okay.
serious. So the general vibe of seriousness speaks more of you than it does of me.
Okay,
So,
there you go.
granted, I don't want anybody to think I'm a weirdo who would stalk somebody around a castle for 7 years because I wouldn't do that, like the way James Potter did. So, also, Ani and I are not bullies, and we've definitely never bullied somebody like Severus Snape. So,
No, I have never done that. I have been bullied growing up.
same.
Like I remember up until I was like probably up until the end of elementary school, I was terrified,
Hmm.
terrified
Hmm.
of being noticed or talking to anyone above me.
Yeah.
Like a year older than me, a grade above me, doesn't matter. Like below me, I don't give a shit. Above me,
Hmm.
whoo! Do not know. You be good girl. You respect your elders even though they're a year older than me. I get to
Yeah.
junior high and I'm just like, fuck all of this.
I was I even at a young age, I had a lot of social anxiety, so I think my anxiety about, like, just people and, like, people kinda being mean to me just immediately twisted and be just like and just was anger and, like, rudeness that went out. And then, of course, from 1st grade all the way through 6th grade, I was homeschooled, and then 7th grade was so awkward because my first year back at an actual school, I switched schools in the middle of the year. Not even like between semesters, but like in the
Mhm.
middle of one of the first semester. Towards the end too, but so like there was only a couple weeks before like the holiday break. And I went from a brand new school where everybody was just as new in this school as I was, starting middle school and everything, to this like 50-year-old, dilapidated, definitely in some kind of ghetto school. And it went from, like, an okay experience being, like, in a school again for the first time to being, "Oh, this is awful. This is really
Mhm.
bad." And then my middle school experience wasn't the worst thing on the planet, but it wasn't great, and I was mostly just so uncomfortable and awkward the whole time, like, you didn't really notice anything else. And then, when I was in high school, I just got mean. I just got real mean. I was a huge bitch in high school, so but that's what happens when you spend 4 years in a fight or flight response.
Yep, yep.
I will never, like, truly deny the fact that I was a bitch in high school, but you know what? Trauma does that to people, so I didn't really give a fuck. So, I wasn't like a bitch to everybody, just like when we had like my culture club that I was a part of, I was pretty nice
Mhm.
to everybody in there unless they were weird with me. And then because there were a couple of them, especially as like we went through the years, a couple of the guys that were got kind of weird. And
Okay.
so I became a bitch because like you're starting to creep me out, you know? Like I had one of them like and I think it was in our last year of high school, and I've known these people for 4 years, and, like, I was good friends with them, and then but I was in a group chat with some of them, and 2 of the main people that contributed to the chat were both dudes, and one of them, like, kind of, like, got down this weird vein of, like, "You're such a Tsunadre," and, like, that which was like, look, the middle 2000s was a weird time where people, like, ascribing weird character stereotypes to you, like Tsunadre. And then was just like, what would be really funny is if you were in a maid costume. And I was just like, what? He's like, yeah, you should like wear a maid costume. And I'm just like,
Why?
what? And then it devolved into getting weirder after that. And like within that day, the conversation got weird enough that I just blocked them and I never spoke to any of them again. I'm like, this is getting really creepy. Bye.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is weird, and I'm done with it. So just like, okay, that was creepy. So, but yeah, yeah. So I got a little. I would push back when they'd get weird every once in a while, but most of the time, to everybody else, I was a bitch because people did try to bully me just in general. So I was just like, oh, you have no idea what kind of a bitch I can be,
Mhm.
and I can be a huge bitch. So
It's a good thing you're not honest 100% of the time
yes, I
because
definitely
so
know.
many people would just end up in tears from
Hmm.
one interaction with you.
Mhm. Yeah,
I love it.
if anybody ever meets me in person, they will understand that this person that you're hearing and the person you will meet, very different people because out in the world, in public and everything like that,
Out in the wild.
out in the wild, I have a filter. And mostly that's just me keeping my mouth shut because usually the shit that comes out of my face is this podcast. So like it doesn't usually go over super well in the wild. So for the most part I do learn to keep my mouth shut. And so many years of customer service, you learn how to keep your mouth shut when people say stupid shit. So, but once you get to know me, the shit that comes out of my face probably surprises many a person. So,
Probably. People
mhm.
don't people still refuse to accept that I'm not an angel.
Really?
People still they look at me
They
and they're
met
like, "But you're
you?
such an innocent person. Like you're so nice, you're so sweet, and you're so this and you're so that." I'm like, "You really do not know me."
Yes, innocent as fucking Loki, okay? No.
Like,
Uh.
"But you're so nice, you're so sweet, you're so kind." I'm like,
Yeah, there's a difference between knowing social skills and then just being a flat out piece of shit. Like, come
"I am
on.
not a bitch to your face.
Huh. Just like
I am the one
I'm
that will turn
aware.
around and smack talk about you to my friends because I can't do it to you.
Just like I'm aware of the fact that a social construct exists and that I can't just call you a bitch to
I
your
have
face.
manners. I was raised with manners.
Yeah.
I know how to wield them.
Yeah, and it's just like, why would you think I would say things to you to your face? Like, no, if I'm gonna say things about you, it'll be behind your back like a decent person. Like, come on.
Exactly. And like the thoughts that run through my head are
Mhm.
not innocent whatsoever. Like
No.
we were at my aunt's house the other day and we were talking about like the topic of cremation, like after death stuff came up.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I told her how like I want to go out Viking style, put my corpse on a boat, send it off to the water, shoot a burning arrow, and off I go.
That would be really cool. I'd do that. I'd
That's
shoot
how
a
I want to go.
I'd shoot a flaming arrow at your boat.
After you do the floral arrangements of how I
Oh, of
died.
course. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll put flowers all over your boat. So
yeah. So like that's how I want to go out. And she just the physical reaction this woman had. I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck do I care? I'm dead.
yeah. It's just like you want to put me in the back seat of like a car with like a convertible and drive me down the middle of LA. I don't fucking care. I'm dead. Like, all
Like,
right.
I don't care. And she just like, no, it's like it goes against religion. I'm like, no, it doesn't.
It's like, no, that was in fact a religious practice at some point in history.
Like different cultures have different ways of looking at death. Like,
Well, what does she think you should do? Like cremation
get
then, or
no. She's against cremation. She thinks that I should just get buried, spend a
who
fuck ton of
wants
money
to
on a
spend
coffin, and get buried 6 feet under.
Who wants to be spend an eternity buried with bugs? Like, no. Like, you want to do something super extra? Take my ashes after you cremate me and send it to that company that turns you into a gem. Like, there
Yeah.
you go. Make me into something shiny and valuable that would be in a dragon's hoard. Like, come on.
If I don't do the Viking thing, I want to be turned into a plant. And there's this company that will take your ashes or your
Mhm.
full corpse and plant it, and ta-da, a tree.
That would be really cool.
I'm like, it's fine by me.
I imagine the tree that grows out of like your corpse would just be a sassy ass whomping willow style tree. And I just feel like I would constantly be reading news reports about, branch falls on asshole that was trying to chop it down and kills him, or just like in a storms, branches whap somebody in the face. It's just like no wind was reported. Just
Be like,
like
that's my friend, y'all.
yeah, it's just like yeah, she's gonna. I would send a little warning note to the company. It's just like may result in whomping willow. If you do not know what that is, please watch Harry Potter movie 2. Thank you. You've been warned. Hmm.
Good times, man. Good times.
Literally none of this has had to do with what the episode's about.
No, and we're supposed to be talking about holiday traditions, and we're
And
talking about
instead, we've
death
talked about
and fucking
traumatizing a
people.
person. We've talked about traumatizing a person, traumatizing yourself in an email blast, and then death.
Yep.
That's how we've started our holiday episode, y'all.
Sounds
Enjoy.
about right for us.
Hmm. Ain't that the truth? Oh my god. I was working on some of the D&D stuff for the holiday special yesterday, and I had to make 2 more maps to add to it so that because after we play it, I want to release it on our website so that other
Okay.
people can play it if they want to. But all of the images have to be original then, and I don't want to pull art from other people. What you
Okay.
guys will see will not entirely be that way because there's a couple images for monsters that I use that just look cooler if I use art,
Okay.
and which is more fun. But when I release it, it won't look like that. But it's just really, I had to make a couple more maps just for the originality of it and everything. And I'm just like, okay, I got to do this and I got to do that. And I was just thinking to myself, you guys have already proved you're super chaotic, right? I don't know shit about Hayden. And I'm just thinking to myself, but I have to assume chaotic energy around the same levels as Aaron at least. But I'm just like, I'm adding another unknown element into this. And I'm just thinking to myself, how worried should I be? Like, how worried
At this
about the
point,
level of
no, no.
chaos?
See, at this point, it's not how worried you as the DM should be. It's how
Mm,
worried should Aaron be.
That's fair. I feel like at some point y'all like Jazara, Valkyria, and Asha are just gonna be in like this situation, and Valkyria is just gonna do something real wild, like, and get herself in like a fuck ton of trouble, and then Asha and Jazara are just gonna stand on the side and like, no, I don't know how to help you. I don't know how to help you do this, and it's just like, okay,
I'm just gonna start carrying around icy fish
in your bra,
in my
apparently.
bra.
It's not mouth. You snot mouth, girl. Like, whoo! And all the time, like, I'll just be sitting there and I'll just be doing like work, or I'll be editing a different episode of the podcast or like whatever. And a wild thought of something to add to the campaign pops into my head, and I'm like, oh, how do I add this? And I'm just like, and then I get derailed for like 40 minutes and trying to figure out how to add this weird element. And like, I have altered the path that I have planned out for the campaign so many times simply to add weird bullshit into it.
I love it. I had a really good time with
With
the
your
last
fish
episode.
slapping? Yeah.
With my fish slapping,
I
yeah.
think we're all aware of that, young lady.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
But just Hayden's reaction to Aaron telling him what we did is like, so you just straight out murdered these people. Didn't even
D&D
bother to
characters are
ask
not
them.
D&D characters are not called murder hobos because they chit chat. And like, to be fair, like, to be completely fair, when you guys walked into the store, there were 5 people. You let 2 of them survive, which is more than I expected. And then when you guys went into the cave, you let all of the toads survive. Like, there were no toads harmed in the making of that episode. Like, no. And so, like, there was less bloodshed than I was honestly expecting. And you did talk to the guy in the store. Like, Aaron called him a tweaker. Like, you talked to this dude. So, like, to be fair, you did talk. It's just that
But like, he's like, you
yeah,
guys didn't even think about introducing yourselves or talking. I'm like, talking to these people in the cave didn't even cross my mind. It
you're
was just, I want to slap him in the face with a fish.
well, like, and you guys were aware from the word go that these guys are bandits. They'd been robbing places before. They'd attacked like things and stuff like that. You went into this cave knowing that these people were from a crime family. Like, the Udalot family is like a mob syndicate basically, and you knew that going in too. So like, what assumptions would you have that these people are going to talk to you first? And as your DM, I can tell you that if you hadn't used a surprise round and surprised them, they would have tried to murder you in both situations.
Mhm.
So now what happens next might be a little different, but uh there's I'm going to give you one spoiler-ish hint. What happens next will immediately, once we start the next episode, Valkyria will deeply enjoy.
Oh,
So,
yay.
so Asha probably won't. She'll have a lot of regrets with her life, but Valkyria will deeply enjoy. So, and you'll know exactly what part I'm talking about when it happens. But the overall arcing plot starts like really getting fed in the next episode. So I'm really excited about it. So let's actually talk about some holiday shit for once.
All right.
So, holiday stuff, holiday traditions, and things like that. So, what do you guys usually do for the holidays around this time of year? Do you have any things you guys like to do? November, December time?
No.
We have to make this episode a little more interesting than
I
now.
know. It's always been the three of us. I'm an
Yeah,
only child, and we're immigrants.
yeah.
So it's not like my parents have. It's not like I've grown up with making a big deal out of Christmas and Thanksgiving and
Hmm.
this and that, whatever. It's just we just never have. Like we just my parents just like just treat it as any other day
Yeah.
because in the Armenian culture, Christmas is January 6th.
Really? I didn't know
Hmm.
that. Do you guys
Technically,
celebrate
culturally,
on January 6th?
no. We my mom will go to church maybe, but we recognize we as the Armenian people, not me specifically, recognize the 6th as Christmas. Um as a family though, we everyone usually gets together for New Year's.
Okay.
That's when we all get together and exchange presents and have a party and enter the new year together as a big family.
Yeah. Okay.
Um other than that, we don't do shit. Like everyone else has their own, like, because growing up every family had their own things that they want to do because everyone had like more than one kid.
Yeah.
And then when they grew up and they had gotten married and had kids, they do with their in-laws and their
Yeah.
kids and whatever. I'm just like, it's just us. It's just the
Yeah.
three of us. Like
Do you guys like make Thanksgiving dinner and stuff like that or
we do, we
yeah.
do. This year we're not going big this year.
Yeah.
Not like we've really gone big before, but like my mom really doesn't want to spend not necessarily the money, but like she doesn't want to get like even the smallest turkey because it'll just be
Yeah.
a lot of food for three people.
And a lot of cats.
My cats are very picky. They don't eat everything. Like
Really?
Lilith loves spicy food. Give her Mexican food and she's happy. Meaning cheese and cold cuts and beef. Like if you get a burger, that cat is in your face like give me a piece of the beef
Okay.
all the time. Um so
Sam's picky like that. Like she doesn't like to eat most things. Buck likes to eat it as long as it's meat. So
yeah, about the same.
mm.
Toby will only eat a certain type of turkey.
Okay. All
Like
right.
when we get cold cut like turkey meat from the deli,
Yeah.
she won't get like the mesquite, doesn't care for it, oven roasted, doesn't care for it. You get her the honey roasted, oh, she eats that shit like crazy. And then she likes her ham, like the cheap Oscar Mayer ham.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is wrong with you? You want the expensive turkey and the cheap ham.
Oh, I love it. That's cute. But yeah, I mean,
But
nobody
we are
has
gonna be
to
doing
make a big deal out of these things. Like my mom and I don't make a big deal out of a lot of it too. So
like we just treat it as any other day, like, oh yay, we're home from work.
yeah,
Um
and like
uh
the gift opening part of Christmas, like a lot of times we don't even wait till Christmas.
yeah, we don't really wait because I am terrible at keeping stuff hidden from my parents. So I just be like, here's your presents. And my mom be like, wait till Christmas. I can't. Like I'm getting all you guys the same exact thing for Christmas this year. Like it's the same object, but it's all gonna be personalized to things that you each like.
Okay, I'm really curious now.
You're gonna fucking love it.
All right, I
Yeah.
already know it. You're gonna love what I got you, so I know what's up there.
Mm-hmm. So
Your gift was the hardest ones to pick out, by the way.
really?
Aaron was much easier to pick out gifts for than you were. You know why yours was so goddamn difficult? Because I kept
Why?
finding new shit I wanted to send you. So I had your birthday gifts picked out too. I have your birthday gifts already picked out. I kept finding things
Like,
and I'm like, well, I want to send her this, but I want to send her that. But I really
mhm.
like these. Like, but what about this? And I'm just
Uh-huh.
like, God damn it. So
I
I
have
eventually settled on two things, two for you and two for Aaron. One of which is the same but slightly different to suit your
okay.
tastes better. But
Like I asked a lot of my friends the same question and I really confused them because they're like, why are you asking me this random? I'm like, you don't need to know. Don't ask me why. You'll figure it out soon enough. I did not ask you because I already know.
okay,
I'm like, I already know what it's gonna be. I
okay,
don't need to ask her this or that. I know.
fair enough.
And Erin is gonna end up having the most presents. And I didn't do that on purpose. I literally found shit that I was like, she would love this, and I bought it.
Hmm.
And then I came home, and a couple days later, I just like, I had the epiphany, the light bulb moment where I'm like, I know what I'm getting for everyone this year. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
like I already bought something.
like shit.
Well, that's fair. I was.
Tracy's getting about 3 presents
Hmm.
because I got her like some shit from Disneyland. I'm like, I have to.
Yeah,
I am getting at least 2.
that's fair. You and Aaron are both getting two from me. So,
Mhm.
so and I have to order them to make sure. Fairly, probably about towards the end of the month, just to make sure they're here on
Yeah.
time. So.
Now, as a family, we don't do anything for the holidays, like for
Hmm.
Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Hmm.
But I do with my friends. I've always wanted to do with Friendsgiving,
Yeah.
but that's like never gonna happen with how busy everyone gets for Thanksgiving. So it's just like, like
And like you'd have to do it almost on a different day? Because you do like,
Oh, I don't plan on ever doing it on Thanksgiving, just more
yeah,
like that weekend or
yeah,
whatever, but, like, even then, some people would have already have plans and busy, like, it wouldn't work,
yeah.
knowing my friend circle. So it's fine, whatever, but for Christmas, um, me, Aaron, and Geneva have our own thing that we
Mhm.
do, like, we'll always go out or, like, they'll come here, movie night, go out, whatever, and we'll gift exchange,
Yeah.
and then we do the same thing with the high school crew. We'll
Okay.
go out to dinner or to breakfast and we'll exchange presents. We have been doing that since junior year of high school.
Oh, well, that's sweet.
So it's something that I shouldn't say we, because I don't want to give it up. I'm pretty sure they don't either. But like, yeah, we don't want to give it up and stop
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah. Well, that's sweet though. I mean, like that sounds like a nice like see, you have a tradition. You have traditions and they're
I do
sweet.
have traditions. It's with my covens and not my family. Because
Your plural covens.
yeah, they're all different.
Oh. So each
Like
one of them just subscribe to different types of witches.
kind of. I mean, like different personalities go with different covens. Like you, me, Aaron, and I'm gonna throw Tracy in there because she kind of sort of fits. Um, that's one coven. Aaron and Geneva and me. It's and Jessica. It's a different coven.
Well, can I be in a coven with somebody I've never met before?
Yeah. Hmm.
And okay, just personality wise, it puts us together.
Yeah.
All right.
Like you can ask Aaron about Tracy because Aaron's met Tracy. Y'all are fine.
Okay.
Like she is also very social anxiety, trauma, the whole shebang, just like all of us.
Like that's how you classified us. It's just like,
Mhm.
hey, you're these girls with social anxiety and trauma. Let's put them over here in this group.
Yeah. Out of the four of us, I'm the one that's the most social.
I mean, to be fair, you're the most social of any of my friends, so
I know.
it's fair.
I know.
It's one of the reasons Ariel and I took so long to become actual friends because she's exactly the same way I am. So,
And I just stormed right up to you going, "Here's what I did over the weekend."
to be fair, we worked together, and it's just like so. Like we didn't really have. I didn't have a choice of whether or not I was going to talk to you, and you're just like, "Hey," and then proceeded to tell me more personal information than anyone whose last name at the time I didn't even know has ever told me. Because, girl, I didn't know you from Adam, and you're over there like, let me tell you about my sex life," and I'm like, "Whoa." What? Literally, no one had ever done that before, ever. And I'm just like, I genuinely had a moment of thinking to myself, which is like, is this what normal girlfriend groups are like? And it's just like, I asked Ariel too, and I'm like, so, and then I was telling her about you. And I'm like, is that normal? And she's like, I don't think so, but I don't know either. And I'm like, okay. So I really just thought it's like this is just supposed to be what like normal girl groups talk about, like more normal girlfriends that like hang out and all that. And it's just like, but man, my first thought is some of that stuff you told me, and I'm like, TMI, just all capital letters, girl. And like, woo! And it's just like,
And now
my
look at us.
asexual ass was like, wow. It's like I might not have known that's what I was at the time, but I felt it, and I'm just like, huh. This is a
Mhm.
conversation. And then literally it happened in multiple following conversations from that one. And I was just like, huh, okay. So, but then I distinctly remember us, one of the times we really vibed was we were both working and it was like really dead. And then like these people were having some kind of conversation. And like I sent you into the dining room to eavesdrop on them. And then you came back and you were like reporting things like back to me, and like like I was just like, well, go over there and like go clean that table so you can get closer to Easter. And then like I went out there so it wouldn't be super suspicious that like you were going out there all the time, and I was just like trying to eavesdrop on these people having a conversation. I don't even remember
Spill the
why.
tea. I
I don't
don't care. I don't know you. I don't care about you, but I want to know your drama.
They were doing something like, there was I can't remember what they were doing, but, like, it was so quiet, I know we could hear parts of their conversation from behind the counter, and we were both interested in knowing the tea, so I just that's I remember that. That was one of the times that you and I, like, real vibed, and it's
Uh
just like,
huh.
yeah, so we both eavesdrop and gossip and bitches, like, let's go, so but that place was such a weird place to work, though, like,
Yes,
to
it
be
was.
fair. But yeah, and I mean, like, it's cool that you have, like, a bunch of different, like, traditions with different friend groups and stuff like that too. So, like, I literally all of my friends live in different states.
I
So, like,
know.
I don't have that luxury, and I'd literally just ship you guys gifts. So, that's my whole thing. So,
I mean, I'm trying to convince, and it's not that hard, Aaron
mhm.
to make semi-frequent trips to Florida just so we can go to Epcot.
I'm hoping to get a job in like Arizona so I can come out and see you guys every once in a blue moon.
I mean,
So,
that works too. I'm not disregarding that. It's just we really want to go to more Epcot and I have the points to use. So it's just
Epcot specifically?
yeah,
Why?
so much food. Must try all the food.
I mean, fair.
And
Like,
there are like vacation club member lounges that I didn't like I want to visit. Like there's a villains one in the contemporary resort.
hmm, that's cool.
Oh, I don't
I
care for alcohol, but I want to see this lounge.
Yeah, that's fair. That would be cool. A villain's lounge? Yeah, hell yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I don't drink alcohol, but I'd go to that.
Exactly.
But the in Epcot in Mexico, that underground restaurant, like next to the water and stuff like that, I always wanted to eat in that. And it's just like it's so pretty, and you don't see it until you
Ah.
go on the ride that's down there, and it takes you by the water and everything. It's like it's
Mhm.
so pretty. But like I guess I could see Epcot. I'm a Universal Studios person. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, have fun with that. We're very happy with Epcot. I'm like, we can just go down for a weekend, not even maybe take a day off from
Yeah.
work. Just go down, go to Epcot, come back.
Yeah, there you go. Like that'll be one of the reasons I get out of the house is because I'll go see you guys. Like,
Yeah, it's like,
hi.
hey, we're gonna be in Florida. We're gonna be at Epcot this weekend. Get your ticket. Let's go to Epcot.
Yeah. Just be like, hey. And that's how that would work. So I mean, like, I think Epcot is beautiful. It's not my favorite, but then again, my favorite is Universal Studios. So
Hmm.
um and it's not that I don't like Disney. It's just I like Universal Studios better. So
And
just
to each their own.
yeah. But and like I definitely heard as you said that, to each their own, but you're wrong,
But
is
you're
what I
wrong.
heard. Is what I
Yeah,
heard. That's what I heard. That's not what you
because you're
said, but
right.
that's what you said. So,
Because you're right. Except because I'm right. Yeah, you're wrong. Um,
do you guys decorate a lot for Christmas?
yes and no. My mom as a kid growing up, my mom used to love decorating the house, and then I
Mhm.
got older and I became an emo child and I didn't want to do shit. And my mom got fed up with that and said, "Fuck it, I'm not decorating anymore." And then I got older and then started
Yeah.
getting over my own trauma. I'm like, let's decorate. We have nothing to decorate with because my mom had a hissy fit and gave everything away.
All right.
So we've had to slowly get more
Yeah. Reaccumulate
shit over the.
everything.
I went to Marshalls
Mhm.
over the weekend
Mhm.
and I bought some stuff for the house, like for
Mhm.
like indoor decorations. The theme of this year is gnomes.
Oh, why?
I
Why
got
no?
I got a pillow with three gnomes on it, and their noses are like 3D because they like, just you can play with their nose, and their beards. I got a bunch of like gnome toys, like figurines that like plushies they can just put around. One of them has elf ears. Their hats jingle. I got towels that have gnomes on them. Um, yeah, lots of gnomes.
Okay. Sure, why not? Why not? To
Uh-huh.
each their own.
I know.
To each their
Touche.
gnome.
To each their gnome. Gnome, sweet gnome.
No.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, all right.
we got we got a fabric like a month ago or a
Yeah.
month and a half ago that we're gonna turn into couch covers
Okay.
because we did that for Halloween. I'm like, well, fuck it, let's do it for Christmas too. It's
Yeah.
super easy.
Yeah. Well, that's
We're
cool.
gonna switch that out. I have all of two things out for Thanksgiving season, and I'm like, I need more. I have a I have an autumn gnome,
Yeah.
and I have another gnome, and then I have we have a Thanksgiving or harvest season table runner and tablecloth.
Okay. That's cool.
That's about it. Let me show you our gnome.
Oh, he's big. He a big gnome. That's
It's
way
our
bigger than I
gnome.
was expecting.
Uh-huh.
He's huge. Oh, he's cute.
Right? He got a little
Yeah.
nose.
He's got a little nose, a little sunflower on his head. That's cute. He's
Uh-huh.
much bigger than I was expecting. I was expecting like something half that size. He's
Nope.
huge.
He big.
He big.
I love him. I
He's
love him.
cute. Aw. Well, that's cool though. I don't think we have. We used to have like one or two. We used to have mainly just changing like the decoration that hangs on the door is pretty much
Hmm.
the extent of our decorating for anything. We used to have one for fall that I had made, and we don't. I think I got rid of that and some bout of spring cleaning or whatever. But the only actual any holiday decoration for any holiday that we have is we have our fake mini tree that's like
Hmm.
3 feet tall, and that's literally it. That's the whole thing. We used to decorate a lot when I was I mean when I was younger, we decorated a lot, and then I remember us decorating when I was in my early 20s for like a couple of years, but when we moved from Texas to Pennsylvania, like we got rid of a bunch of stuff, and that was
Uh-huh.
a lot of it too. And like we don't have a lot of storage space, so my mom doesn't really like to, like accumulate things that are just going to be like packed away and not used for most of the time. So that kind of stuff just gets thrown out a lot more than it does anything else. So
Yeah, it's
if
fair.
our decorations consist of here's this mini tree and then we'll change the door knocker. So but like I think that's the extent. We used to do a lot more. We used to have all kinds of decorations and stuff, but we don't have any of that stuff anymore. It would be nice to like really decorate again, but like one, I don't want to spend all that money on the decorations, and two, I don't have anywhere to put it when it's done. You
It's
know,
true.
so it's just kind of like it's just I don't know. It's the holidays don't really feel like the holidays anymore. So it's just
Why?
I live in Florida, and in December it's hot. Like
Okay, I'll give you that.
it doesn't feel like Christmas if I have to wear t-shirts and shorts. Like there's no like going out and like getting hot cocoa and then like walking to see the lights and everything. No. It's you get yourself a fucking iced tea, and then if you go look at the lights, you got to wait until it gets dark enough that it's actually not terrible to stand outside. And it's the same temperature now as it was in like fucking April. Like that's stupid. And then like we don't really do much for it. I'd like to go to like the mall closer to the holidays because that's about as close as like actually feeling like the holidays as I can get. But Florida just doesn't feel like a holiday. We have one season and it's always. So it just I don't know. We don't not necessarily that we don't do much. It's just that there's just doesn't feel
I get that.
exciting.
I would love to spend Christmas in a winter town somewhere. Like the snow is falling, I'm wrapped up in a scarf and a coat and mittens and a
Yeah.
beanie and
I mean, it
my
doesn't
boots.
even need to be like a snowy place, but just to like there's no vibes of
Hmm.
Christmas here. Like it's like if you went to the Caribbeans and went to Christmas there, it's the same vibes as like living on a fucking island, in the Caribbeans is it is here. It's just like it's hot, it's sandy, and it's swampy, and it's
It's
Florida. Like there's no Christmas vibes. My Christmas vibes are not beach vibes. I don't live in Australia. I don't live south of the equator where like Christmas is a summer holiday. It's a winter holiday, but there's no winter here. So it just
that's
isn't
fair.
it's just I don't know, like it doesn't feel like November because like it was like 89 yesterday or some shit like that. And it just like it doesn't feel like it's getting close to the holidays. The weather doesn't get nice until like January. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. There's no
I get
vibe.
that. I get that. I remember when I had that real feeling of like things really are different because when I was dating my first ex,
Hmm.
you know, Their Christmas is snowfall and opening presents in their PJs. Mom is making cookies in the kitchen. The house smells great. There's so much like treats and snacks and whatever being made, and
The Hallmark
grandparents come over.
Christmas.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I look out my window and there's bright blue skies and it's like 74 degrees.
Yeah. And it's just
I'm
kind of
like,
like, all right. Like, I mean,
I
tech.
think,
Hmm.
oh my God, I think there was one time, one year, where we literally celebrated Christmas at the beach.
Yeah, and like that's such Australian Christmas vibes. Like it's just such it's like summer season Christmas vibes. And I'm like
I
that
want a winter wonderland Christmas. Like, I would love to just spend a Christmas in a cabin somewhere.
yeah. Like I don't really need so much of like the winter part of it. Just winter vibes in general would be great. Would be really nice and not like, hey, it's like 79 in the 80s or whatever. And it's just like cuz at least in Texas like it got cold, in November and December and
Yeah.
like you could like bundle up and like drink hot chocolate. Here I'm like I'm wearing a t-shirt and my air conditioning is on Christmas. I go outside and I sweat on Christmas, and, like, that's just fucking stupid to me, and I'm just like, that doesn't there's no vibes for that. That just sucks is what it does, and it's just kinda like, "Alright," so but, there's just a and, like, we don't for this year, we want to go to Universal Studios on Christmas, and, so at least there'll be, like, decorations and more
Mhm.
Christmassy vibes and stuff like that. We've never done it before, we've never gone to the theme parks on Christmas. It's something my mom's always wanted to do, and I'm just like, okay, well, why don't we do it this year? And it should be really cool. And I'm hoping we get the chance to do it. But
I
hmm,
I asked my mom if she wanted to go to Disneyland on Christmas. She's just like, "Are you crazy?" She's like, "Absolutely not." I'm like, "You like I don't want to go either because of all the fucking crowds."
oh yeah, it's gonna be really busy, and like we're aware of that. But like it just might. We've never done it. My mom's really wanted to do it before, and so like kind of just like checking that off the list of things like we want to do that we haven't done before. And like just maybe the one fucking place in Florida that actually might have Christmas vibes. So, because there ain't no fucking holiday vibes in the rest of Florida. So, there's no decorations, there's no like chill in the air, there's none of
Yeah.
like that stuff. Because, like, Nevada was the same way. It was like Texas, like, it gets cold and it had the vibes, and so did Texas. And then just like, I don't really recall the one Christmas I spent in Philadelphia. I remember exchanging gifts with my mom, um, but that was because that was the first year I beat her with gift. Like I won. We compete to see who gets the better gift, and I won that year. She did destroy me the year after that though. So like,
Nah.
and she's destroyed. I've literally won I think twice in the entire time we've been doing it because usually she destroys me with extremely sweet and sentimental gifts, but I've won
Aw.
twice. So I beat her
Nice.
twice. So and I'm just like, and but like, so I remember that, but I don't really remember much else about it. I remember being snowed in, not during Christmas, but like snowed in
I remember that
Pennsylvania
too.
because that's Pennsylvania for you.
Mhm.
The record snowfall blizzard. But like there's just when you live in like a hot ass state, there's the Christmas vibes are hard to come by. So it's hard to get in the
It's
mood
also
for it.
weird when you're in a big city because, like, I have to go looking
Hmm.
for Christmas vibe events.
Yeah.
Like, I found one. There's like a little Christmas Santa's Village type thing, about an hour, hour and a half straight east.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to go. The girls want to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, why it gotta be so far?
Yeah. That's fair. That's pretty far for Christmas villagey things. So, and
And I was
I'm
like, but like it looks so inclusive. It looks so nice because like I've done the Queen Mary one
mhm.
once, and I love going to the Queen Mary. I think it's great going to the Queen Mary. I've done it for Halloween, which like for Halloween they have Dark Harbor, so 3 haunted houses in the ship and 3 haunted houses on the dock around the ship,
Yeah.
and like a whole like Halloween village and everything. And they changed the whole thing up to Christmas. They have like an outdoor ice rink and like a little Santa village. You get hot cocoa and treats and whatever.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking up to see if they're actually going to have one this year for the Queen Mary. Because this year's Dark Harbor was not Dark Harbor, it was Shacktoberfest.
Okay. That sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, Shaq took over this year.
What?
Shaquille O'Neal took over this year. So he
Why?
made like a family friendly event. I don't fucking know.
That's weird. That's real weird.
Apparently it was great. I'm like, oh, okay.
All right. Sounds kind of weird, but But like I just UCF when I was going to school there, closer to the holidays, set up their own little ice rink kind of a thing, which I can't imagine how they keep cold in this weather. But it's an because it's outside, and they put it in front of the stadium, and like I remember, like I've walked by it thinking to myself, I kind of want to do it just to cool off because it's so fucking hot. And I'm like, those are not the thoughts and vibes of Christmas. Those are the thoughts and vibes of fucking July.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and like I know the phrase Christmas in July, but I don't want it to actually be July and Christmas. So, like, let's not do that. So, because it's just hard to get in the mood for it when there's just nothing to get in the mood about. So,
I know.
because like I was talking to my mom, and when she was younger, like her family, because she comes from a very small town and everything, with a huge family and all that, and so like every year they'd go to like for like Thanksgiving, they'd go to somebody's house, and there's just these massive like gatherings and parties and dinners and stuff like that with all of these people. And then for Christmas, you guys did things at home and then had people come over later. And she said there was just so many people. She said it would be really nice to do that again, because I asked her what was something she'd like to do in the future for Christmas, and she said she'd like to do one of those again in the future at some point. But like,
Mhm.
there's nobody here.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody in Florida. Like, there's not even necessarily any people just in a single one state. All of our people are just scattered over multiple states, and it's just kind of like, okay, it just makes it very hard to like. There's no gatherings. There's no like if I go somewhere and do something with somebody, it has to be my mom because she's the only one here. Because all of the other people
Mhm.
that I knew here are like I don't talk to anymore for various reasons that are only good for me. Um, but like you can't do those things. Like there's no group of girls to go hang out with. There's no like group of people to go hang out with and do things. It's just me. So it just kind of makes it boring. So,
By the way, like I was, because I mean, I was gonna say you can just come out here for a holiday, but no. Like you and your mom make her happy. But when when
I don't like that look on
do
your
you
face. It's
need?
suspicious.
Hmm, it's not. When do you want to finalize our Seattle trip? Because shit's getting close.
Yeah. Oh, we got to get that shit together pretty soon. So, for my end of traditions, we for Thanksgiving, we our only real Thanksgiving tradition is how we cook the turkey. We cook it upside down, because it cooks better that way, and the turkey turns out a lot better if you cook it upside down. So we do that. It was something my mom experimented with like a couple years back. She's like, you know what? I'm tired of just like dealing with it. She's like, I'm just gonna try something new, and I'm gonna cook it
All
upside
right.
down. And she did, and it turned out great. And it's just like, holy shit, it's one of the best turkeys we'd ever had the first time she did it. And it's just like,
I
Jesus.
don't fucking know what my mom does, but the way she brines that fucking turkey, it just comes out so moist and so
Yeah.
juicy and so flavorful. It's never been a dry turkey. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you do, but it's good.
Yeah. Well, that's cool though. So my mom usually takes care of the turkey cooking because I don't like to do that part, and I just do everything else. Um, One of the only times I make anything from scratch. So, but that's not true. I make all of my mashed potatoes from scratch. So, because I found a
We will be making mash. I do that. I like making my mash from scratch. We'll make the stuffing. We'll make. Uh, I'll make corn.
mm-hmm.
We'll have cranberries or cranberry sauce. We'll have gravy, and that's about it. Like, I'm not a big fan of the yams with the marshmallows.
Oh no, I don't like cranberry
Now,
sauce either though. So we always do rolls, olives, corn, turkey, mashed
oh
potatoes,
yeah,
gravy.
bread.
Yeah.
Yes, bread.
So, but that's always our like our combo of things that we do, and so like that's pretty much like the only like tradition-y thing that we do for like Thanksgiving. For Christmas, we don't really do have traditions for that either. We usually if we don't we used to do like stockings and stuff like that, and we used to get one for like every critter in the house and everything like that, and have like little small
Mhm.
versions of stockings and stuff for them. And sometimes we do that. Like we did that a couple years ago where we got little ones and like stuck little toys, for the cats and stuff in it, and little bones for my dog and things like that. So usually we always get them Christmas gifts too. Like everybody's entitled to their own Christmas gifts. So and like it might be treats, might be a new toy or something like that, or a new bone. But we do get all the babies Christmassy gifts. So, and I like to get them Christmas sweaters. So they don't appreciate it because it is not Christmas weather, but they do every once in a while get Christmas. They have my mom and I have these plaid shirts, and hers is a black and white plaid, and mine is a red and black plaid, and it's the same shirt just in different colors. Well, our dogs have matching sweaters that match our sweater colors. So my dog has a red and black one, and my
Aww.
mom's has a white and black one.
Oh, that's so
So we do
cute.
have matching Christmas sweaters with our dogs. So they're really cute. So
I saw some stuff at like TJ Maxx or something that was like
mhm.
matching socks for you and your pet.
Yeah, I've seen those, and I'm like, my pet would not keep socks on their feet.
I almost convinced my mom to get. I'm like, Mom, you want to match with the dog? And she started giggling, and she picked it up, and she's looking at it, and she's like, No. I'm like, all right, I tried.
It's like she's honest with you about it. But yeah, so like those are little things that we do and stuff like that because we don't really decorate so much or anything like that anymore, which isn't necessarily.
I think for this year, I'm gonna make like I'm gonna not necessarily go ham on the baked goods, but I want to make a bunch of like Christmas themed goodies
Oh, that would be cool.
because I like to bake. We know this,
Yeah.
and I'm planning on making two pies
Mm-hmm.
because I have one regular graham cracker crust pie and I have a Oreo crust pie.
Yeah.
I haven't decided what I'm gonna make with them.
Okay.
Pumpkin pie, pumpkin cheesecake, key
Mm.
lime cheesecake. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I know I'm gonna want to do it.
Yeah. You can ship the pumpkin cheesecake directly to me.
Uh-huh.
It's just like, yeah, I love pumpkin. Oh my god, I'm a.
Oh, me too. I will. I will have to find a what's it called? Liquid nitrogen box and put.
Send me a chemical.
I'm gonna have to find a box where I can just put the cheesecake in, and fill it with like cover the top of the cheesecake and like surrounding box with liquid nitrogen ice cubes and everything, and just ship it so it will stay fresh.
Oh my god. Yeah, don't ship me food. Don't ship me food. I've had people do that before, and they never survive well. So
Oh, I can ship you cupcakes and cookies. I've done that before. I used to send Tracy shit like that all the time.
well, my Lynn used to send me stuff, and I'm just like, and I never had the heart to tell her. She's like, it doesn't survive well in shipping. Like, it just doesn't. So, but because she loves to bake all the time. Like, if the two of you went in a kitchen, like, oh my god, you could feed an army within a day. Because she loves to bake and stuff like that, and because she cooked a lot for her family, and I'm just like,
Now, when Mylin would send you shit, would it be the priority overnight boxes?
uh, it never. It only took like 3 days to get to me, but like, I don't think so. I don't really
Yeah.
remember. So
Okay.
it's been a
Because
couple
like my
years. So
mom, because you remember, my mom would always ship me stuff from home when I was in Philly, and
yeah,
she would get those like priority boxes from the
yeah,
post office and just stuff them with food.
yeah, yeah. I don't remember. It's been a few years since she. Because I used to when I was buying gifts for people, like I'd buy something from her and I'd have it sent to her, and like she'd send me gifts and stuff. Like her and I don't even send gifts to each other anymore. So, and I don't think Ariel and I have exchanged gifts in quite a while. Really, the only people I buy gifts for are my mom and you, and now Aaron. So, like my list of like Christmas shopping is 3 people. So I
Oh yeah,
don't.
I have a lot. I should write this down. I have uh let's see, how many do I have? I have Nod, Nadine, Tala,
Because I don't
Lara.
think Ariel and I got each other or anything last Christmas. So I don't really remember. I have an idea of what I want to get her for Christmas if I do, but I I don't know. Like we'll have to talk about whether or not we're exchanging gifts this year because I don't usually. I do. I will have to do like bake something at some point because closer to Christmas, I have to go into the office for like a Christmas thing.
Ah.
So, which is fine because it's like 5 people, like max. So, because it's just the 4 of us girls on the team, and then like my boss's boss, and that's it. That's like 5 of us. So,
Yeah, I got 10 people. 10
mm,
friends. Well, 8 friends and my parents.
yeah, yeah, just about 3 people, and which just makes it financially easier on me, and just means I can spend more money on you guys. So,
Yeah, my total for the gifts that I'm getting for almost all of you
mhm.
is about $300.
Okay, I
Like that's
think
not bad from what I'm getting.
yeah, I think I'm throwing down. I think I'm throwing down about $50 before tax for you, and then the same for Aaron. So something like that. So it's not bad. So, but uh,
Not at all.
like it's not a big deal. And then I usually just get my mom some stuff here and there. So, and then I'll spend an inordinate amount of money on the animals as I get them all Christmas gifts and all kinds of crazy things. I get them things for their birthdays and stuff too. So like I like spoiling them. So
I always tell myself I'm gonna get shit from my pets for their birthdays, and I always forget.
yeah. Well, you have a lot more pets than I do, so we mark ours on the calendar and everything like that. So
How the fuck can I forget my big chunky boy's cat? It's his birthday. It's the same birthday as mine.
that's true. My dog and I have the same birthday. My mom's dog and her we made those the same birthdays. Bucky's is on Halloween and Sam's is on April Fools. So they all have little holiday birthdays. So, but
So cute.
yeah. So what about something you'd like to do for the holidays? I feel like this episode has just gotten depressing. Like it's just like what do you have to like for Christmas traditions and stuff like that? Like nothing. We're fucking boring ass people.
We
I
are boring people. Like
it's just
we're
like
we're chaotic,
it's
but
so
like we don't leave the house.
I well like yeah, but you don't have to leave the house to do things on Christmas. It's just like good god.
It's
Okay.
true.
I will say when we put out for listeners and stuff like that to like ask them what some of their traditions are, and we did get a response, and Instagram from King Jack Jack, and they
Thank
said
you, Jack.
thank you, and they said that they do for the holidays they do matching pajamas or funny Christmas outfits for pictures on Christmas Day, which sounds super cute to be honest.
It
Like I
is
bet
cute, and knowing Jack and her husband Olvard, yeah, they have a lot of fun with that.
that makes for like super cute. Like you could do a whole album of just like Christmas outfits and stuff that they've done. Like it just sounds adorable.
They have my Christmas outfit.
Yeah.
It's my I got it last year from Disneyland.
Yeah.
Surprise. It's a cream colored sweater with matching sweatpants.
Yeah.
And it's Donald and it says Bah Humbug.
Aw.
I'm like pretty sure that's me in a nutshell.
There you go. My mom has a Christmas sweater and that she's had for a very long time, and it says "Bear Hug from Oregon" on it. And it was
Aww.
from her dad, who sent it to us when we still lived in Las Vegas. And like the shirt is from 1994 or something like that, but he had bought it, and I remember her getting it. So like I think I was like 5 or so. So probably 96 ish is when he sent it to her. Because like it says on the very bottom, like on the little print, what year it was made. So I
Hmm.
know it's from 1994. She's had it my whole life, like since I was like 5 years old. She's always had it. She wears it all the time, and it says "Bear Hug from Oregon" on it. It has like a little stuffed bear with like a little Christmas like Santa hat on and like a little Santa sweater.
Hmm.
And she's had it my whole life. And then about 2 or 3 years ago, it's started to get really thin and like worn to the point that she can't wear it because we can't safely wash it so much anymore. So like we cleaned it, we folded it, we put it in like a box of like memories and stuff like that. And then last year, directly before the holidays, I know how much she loves that shirt because her father at this point, he's passed away and
Right.
everything like that. And I know she was really sad to like have to like give up the sweater. I found it again on Etsy, and there are people selling vintage
Nice.
sweaters, and I got the one from the exact same year, and I ordered two. So now her and I both have the same sweater. So we
That's
have
so
the sweater from her dad.
cute.
So We'll probably wear them this year. I got them for her. I got it for her last year, and I ordered both hers and mine. So now we have
I
matching Christmas sweaters from Oregon. So
I gotta get something matching for me and my parents, but what was it? Oh, there was something. There was something, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, growing up, my mom and I had matching Cookie Monster sweaters.
aw, cute. That's adorable.
Cookie. Yeah.
That's adorable, though. So, what is something you would like to do for the holidays that you've never done before?
I what I want to do can never happen cuz I would like to sit down in the living room, just spend Christmas Day together, the three of us, and just watch Christmas movies, be in the kitchen with mom baking stuff with zero, absolutely zero interruptions from the outside world. That means no one calling her. Y'all can fucking call me. I don't care. You can talk to me because no, hey, first of all, no one's calling me. Everyone's texting me. It's fine. We can work around that. I can work with that. I don't want anyone to call my mom. I don't want anyone to video call her, to text her, nothing, because that will just get in the way. My mom, like it will derail the whole fucking day.
Yeah. Just tell people you're having a technology free Christmas and
I
then turn off your phones.
When I took my mom to Disneyland for her birthday, I legit told her, I'm like, you are not answering a single call. We her foot touches Main Street.
Mhm.
And my dad's cousin in New York calls, and I'm like, get off the phone! I said no phone calls!
Just a day with you guys.
Just
No
one!
technology.
One fucking day! No. No.
It would be nice though, like a technology free, like just Christmas, I guess. Especially if there's like that many people calling her all the time.
And I don't want people to just randomly show up, because my uncle will do that. I'm like, how about no?
Yeah.
Like, I love you, but how about no?
It's like show up tomorrow.
Because there goes 3 hours out of my day. I'm like,
Yeah, I think it would be
could you
nice
not?
just have like a nice little technology free Christmas and just to hang out together and just, no phone, no internet, no Instagram, no taking 1,000 photos or watching a video on your phone or any of that other stuff. No phone calls, video chats, or any of that other shit. Just family. That
You'd
sounds
think I'd
nice.
get that, but no.
Your mom's very
No.
popular.
She is. It's not just that she's popular, everyone relies on her for everything. And I'm just like, y'all have children and grandchildren. Go bother them. Leave my mom alone.
Fair point.
God,
I,
it's annoying.
that's fair. I'd like to. Well, one of the things we've always wanted to do is go to the theme parks like on Christmas or like Christmas Eve or something like that. Um, and which would be nice. But another thing I think I'd like to do is just go to a place that's like super fucking Christmassy for Christmas,
Hmm.
like New York at Christmas or something like that.
My mom wants to do that. At
Yeah.
first, she was like, I want to do New Year's Eve. And my dad and I just both went, absolutely
No,
not.
no way I
No.
would do that. But just to like go to New York at Christmas, with the snow and then like all the decorations and then like just do some shopping in New York on Christmas would be really nice or close to Christmas. It doesn't have to be on Christmas Day or Eve. Just like close to Christmas and just walk around with all the decorations and like the music and the
Yeah.
weather and shop and it just sounds really nice to me. So
I
I
would also love to do that. I would love to spend Christmas in like a Christmas town somewhere.
yeah.
Preferably somewhere in Europe, but that's not going to happen. But like somewhere Christmassy here would be fine.
Yeah.
Like go to Yosemite. I would love to spend Christmas in Yosemite Park.
Really? Why?
Just we went to Yosemite when I was 14.
Mhm.
And I'm 14. I'm grumpy. I don't want to
Mhm.
be there. I'm also on my period. I am not happy.
Fair point.
But it was beautiful. It was so pretty. And I'm like, I want to go back when it's snowing.
Yeah.
I want to be in a log cabin, fireplace going, make some hot cocoa or some hot coffee, and just sit on the porch, like bundled up in like a nice fleece blanket and my slippers, and just watch the snow fall as I'm drinking my hot cocoa.
Well, you might have that opportunity when we go to Seattle, when we go to Forks, because I don't know if there's still gonna be snow. So,
I'm ready.
March is
I'm
the
ready.
last month there that it snows,
I'm so ready.
but I also would very much like to, like, when we're in Forks and we're sitting in that cabin, or whatever, and just, like, sit on the porch with blankets and, like, tea and stuff like that, just all
Mhm.
bundled, like, it sounds so nice,
It
but
sounds so nice.
I love the Northwest too. Like I absolutely love everything about it and like all the weather and stuff like that. And while we're sitting there and you and me and Aaron with our, like our hot tea or coffee and bundled in blankets, I will also mildly be looking for moose and for Bigfoot because apparently Forks is a huge Bigfoot place. And I'm just like, I don't believe in Bigfoot. But if I could find evidence
Lies.
of it, I don't believe in Bigfoot because it doesn't make sense to me that there's a primate that's I have a theory about Bigfoot and what people think it is though. First of all, if you can't call it a new species because if it existed, it would be just a descendant of Gigantopithecus, the ape, the great ape. I'm assuming have you seen Gigantopithecus?
No.
It is literally Bigfoot. Like you can Google it and
Okay.
like in fact, you know what?
Googling this.
I'll Google it and I'll show it to you.
Okay.
It's a primate. It's an ancient ass primate. And but the
Okay.
problem is it's from China. Like they were in Asia, not in the United States, like not in North America and everything like that. And let me show
Now,
you.
was this before the ice caps melted and
It was
Pangea?
millions of years ago. Like it was millions and it
They
wasn't
could have migrated from China
it
to.
wasn't it wasn't Pangea. It was after Pangea.
Okay.
So they don't have a
Never
way
mind.
of it was but it predated the Native Americans enough to like this thing.
Oh,
It
that is a great
if
ape.
like anybody who's like looking at the listening to this, just Google Gigantopithecus and it just looks like fucking what they say Bigfoot is. Like
It
this
looks
is
like a
what
Bigfoot.
yeah, it looks like a Bigfoot, but they're from Asia. There's no evidence that they ever came to North America whatsoever. However, if Bigfoot is real, it's literally just a descendant of this creature. Like that's all it would be. It's not a new species. It's just a descendant of this creature. If it's real, I don't believe it's real because I have a really hard time believing that no one has ever found any remains whatsoever because that doesn't make any fucking sense. However, uh, I will tell you this story. When I lived in a place called Tomball, Texas, which is just outside of Houston, just out
Tom Ball.
Tomball, yeah,
Okay.
it's as stupid as it sounds. It's only got like 10,000 people in it or whatever. We moved there after I got out of high school. Um, just outside of that, by about 30 minutes, is a place called Montgomery, Texas, and Montgomery, Texas, is full of rich fucking people with too much money and time on their hands. Okay, so
Sounds like it.
yeah,
Montgomery.
so these people, I'm talking, it's a bunch of flat land, a very stereotypical like Texas ranch properties and stuff like that that are fucking massive.
Texas.
Multi-million dollar Texas mansions on just stupid amounts of property. Well, you know what Texas people with too much money and too much property have on their what they do and they put on that property? Exotic animals. So every once in a while on the news, you would hear, hey, so and so's tiger got loose. Watch for tigers. Watch for zebras. Watch for like lions or other weird shit because rich people in Texas can just buy weird shit like that. Now,
Also, what Texas? I'm guessing Texas doesn't have laws on exotic animal permits.
if you're rich enough, there are no laws.
This is fair.
And we're talking like oil money people, okay? Like people who have stupid amounts of money and too much time on their hands. So I would genuinely, if you tried to convince me that there were apes in the United States, there are no native great apes in North or South America. There just aren't. However, I am willing to believe if you told me there were apes living in like the Olympic Peninsula or whatever, I would be willing to believe you if you told me that some rich motherfucker had a property and he kept like a bunch of gorillas or chimpanzees or something like that on the property, didn't give a fuck enough about them to like take care of them. They escaped and now they live in there and they've like procreated just in small numbers. I would believe that. I lived in the part in Texas where that just it happened. Like look at Florida. We have a boa constrictor problem here because people brought them here and then they got out and now it's an invasive species here. Like I would be willing to believe that it's not a new species or whatever that people think it is. It might just be some rich asshole's escaped pet's descendants. I'd believe that, especially if it happened like long enough ago from like people like purchase it from like zoos that are closing or traveling circuses or like shit like that. Especially like way back in the day when literally there were no laws for anything. Like I
Yeah,
know rich
guys, come to my house and meet my elephant. I'm sorry, you have an elephant?
Yeah, and like people just do that. And like if you go to parts of Texas, you can go to so and so's house and like see his exotic white tigers or whatever you want to do. Because that's just the shit that but yeah, rich people just do what they want. So, and then they don't bother to care for those creatures that that they purchase and those creatures get out and that's just the shit that happens. Do I believe
Because they
there's
need to eat.
do I believe there's an unknown like primate species wandering around the United States? No. No, I do not. Do I think that a group of do I think that rich people have probably accidentally unleashed non-native animals into the wild at some point? Absolutely. So, but has also nothing to do with Christmas. Um,
We've talked about Christmas.
yeah,
Um,
like twice.
that's all we need. Um, what else? Like, we don't do anything. Like, it's maybe if I had siblings, we could have done something, or if like we maybe if we still were living in Turkey, like we would do a lot of stuff because the way that our family was in Turkey is so different than they are here because everyone was within walking distance of each other's house.
Yeah.
Here, it's like you're at least a 20-minute drive.
So, why don't you tell us, as in
No.
myself and the listeners, yes, yes, don't be contradictory, just be contradictory. Tell us about you said January 6th was is
Yes.
like Christmas. Tell us about that then.
Um, well, we
We-
are apostolic. Like Armenians are apostolic. We were like the first nation to or people, to
Mhm.
accept Christianity and spread the word and blah blah blah. And w- w- January 6th is the day that everyone believes that, Jesus was born
Okay.
because they don't buy into we're going to take a pagan holiday and turn it into a Catholic one and cover our asses.
Fair point.
I don't really know much about ancient traditions of my people. Like I should look into it. I always say I should look into it. I just never do.
Mhm.
Um, because I think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
We were polytheistic. We had so many like gods and goddesses,
Mhm.
and like I want like we weren't. Is Hellenistic just referred to like the Greek pantheon?
Yeah. It's mostly related not just like to the Greeks, but Greek culture as it spread to different parts of the world. Like so it does include like um Near East and Asia and like Egypt and parts of like Turkey and stuff like that, but it does have to relate back to Greece at
Okay,
some point.
so now I want to see. I mean, I don't think we were that far south as a people. No, we were not we were right up against Rome, but no,
Yeah.
we were not that far up to Greece. Yeah, cuz you can see the Greek islands from Turkey and all of Turkey used to be ours. So, not salty about that or anything. That's fine.
No salt here.
No, no, no salt there whatsoever. But yeah, I really don't. I mean, I have an app that I downloaded and I refuse to get rid of it, and it's like an ancient Armenian tradition holidays thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this will be educational for me.
Yeah. Well, it's the way to celebrate it on January 6th is like different than the way you would celebrate it on December 25th.
Well, let's see. We'll have a history session right here.
Sure.
So, Armenian Christmas Eve, January 5th.
Mhm.
While Christmas Eve is celebrated on December 24th by most Christians around the world, the Armenian Church celebrates the eve of Christ's holy birth on January 5th. Meaning lighting of candles or lamps, the holiday signifies the birth of Jesus, the light of the world. In Armenian tradition, the combined Christmas holiday, the Feast of the Nativity, and Theophany commemorates not only the birth of Christ, but also his baptism as an adult in the Jordan River by John the Baptist. Okay, cool. Traditions. Um, what do we do? Divine liturgy is celebrated in honor of the manifestation of Jesus as the Son of God. So that's what theophany means. It is custom for the faithful to hold lit candles during this special service, which they carry back to light their homes in remembrance of the birth of Jesus. I didn't know that.
I feel like carrying a lit candle in your car is dangerous, but I'll accept that.
Um, the solemn mass is preceded by readings taken from various parts of the Bible about the birth or the coming of the Messiah. At the end of the mass, the celebrant proclaims the good news of the birth and revelation of Christ, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it does sound a lot like Catholic church Christmas celebrations. There's a lot of candle lighting and like
Hmm.
and things like that. It sounds very similar in a lot of ways. But then again, both are based in Christian religion, so it makes sense.
Following Christmas Eve services, traditionally deacons and choir members would travel from house to house,
Oh, don't show up
singing
at my
hymns,
house.
spreading the good news of the birth of our Savior, and exclaiming, Christ is born and revealed to us, great news to yours and ours.
Oh, like caroling then.
Yeah. Uh, it is customary to eat fish for supper.
I've heard that too. I think there's another branch of the Christian church that celebrates mainly with fish for Christmas. I don't remember which one.
Roman Catholic?
Maybe it might be.
Upon returning home from church, families enjoy a traditional, it's called chutum, the night before the eve.
Mhm. Yeah.
A traditional eve fasting meal consisting of fish and rice and such dishes as the fuck is nuvig? A dish of Swiss chard and chickpeas and
How do
yogurt soup with barley.
how do you spell it
In Armenian or in English?
in a way I can Google?
Nuvig. It's a dish of Swiss chard and chickpeas.
Huh. Okay. If you ever make this and take pictures of it, put it on Google because
None?
there's 11 photos of it on Google.
Okay. Nuvig Armenian dish. I don't know.
And
Oh, there we
again,
go.
if I spell it
Uh,
differently, it comes up with more.
it does not look
Still
very
not a lot of
appealing.
results, but
Anyways, we also eat yogurt soup with barley, cold,
okay.
cold,
Okay.
followed by dried fruits and nuts, and directly translated, it means sweet soup,
Okay.
almushabur, but it's like a it's supposed to be a pudding, but it really isn't. It's more like slop. It's the consistency of slop.
Lovely. Okay.
Like it's the consistency because you have a lot of like grains in there, you have some milk in there, you have some gelatin in there, like it's just and like lots of fruit, like dried fruits and nuts.
Mhm.
So it's very much like a sloppy wet oatmeal type thing, but it's cold.
Yeah.
And when my mom makes this, she'll make it, and then she will before she puts in the rose water, she will save a tiny little portion for me
Mhm.
without the rose water because I, for whatever reason, don't like rose water.
I mean, that's fair. I think putting rose
As an
water in
Armenian, I should
makes
like it along with
yeah.
olives, but I don't.
You don't like olives?
I hate olives and mushrooms.
What? I love
Yeah.
olives.
Ugh.
When you're all right, when I come visit, you can tell your mom she can cook for me all she wants. I'll eat olives.
My mom will bring out the olives and be like, "Eat
That's fair. Green olives or black olives?
black."
Yeah. That's my I don't particularly care for green ones, but I love black olives.
Y'all
So
can
yeah.
have fun with that. Like, I find it stupid that some of my cousins don't like cheese.
Oh no, that's just that they're not
I'm like,
human.
you're Armenian. How do you not like cheese?
How are you a person? It doesn't matter if you're lactose intolerant or not. You eat cheese.
And they're like, oh, but we eat pizza. I'm like, sorry. I've asked them, like, you eat pizza. Pizza has cheese. Like, yeah, but it's melted cheese. I'm like, that makes no sense.
What is your opinion on a fondue? Lord.
What else?
It sounds like fun. Like the holiday. It sounds like fun.
Okay, I'm okay. So I'm reading something that kind of makes sense as to why we get together for New Year's Eve and spread gifts.
Okay.
So on January 6th, Armenian churches around the world are filled with people celebrating the birth and baptism.
Mhm.
Following the divine liturgy, a special service is performed symbolizing the baptism, which was a turning point in his life and the beginning of his ministry. Blah 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 blah. What is this? Muron. Oh, muron. Okay. Blessed oil containing the essence of 40 different flowers and herbs is poured into the water from a dove-shaped vessel. Oh, that's what they're pouring. Okay. Symbolizing the appearance at Christ's baptism of the Holy Spirit in the form of a dove and the voice from heaven proclaiming that Jesus and is his son. Everyone present at the church is given some of the blessed water to take home to share with families as they gather to enjoy their main meal together. My mom does this. My mom will go to church and she'll get some of that.
Okay.
Um, the birth of our Lord was truly a blessed event, and so we exclaim, "Great news to yours and ours." For this reason, some of the names celebrated on this day are Avedis, Avo, Manug, whatever. And we say, bring honor to your name. Now, here's the fun part, at least for me. Because January 6th is more of a religious holiday,
Uh-huh.
Santa Claus, as he is known, as we call him, comes bearing gifts on December 31st.
Okay.
Because the 6th is a religious holiday, not like a traditional, like, celebrated holiday.
Yeah.
It's a pure religious thing, so it's New Year's Eve is when Santa Claus brings us gifts.
Okay. Well, that explains why there's a gift exchange then.
He doesn't
So,
have to. I always thought it was because us as a family just always got together on New Year's Eve and not Christmas.
okay.
Now I know why at the age of 32. Because I never
so,
got a straight answer. Why do we do a New Year's? Like, because when everyone gets together. I'm like, okay.
so is Armenian New Year still like December 31st, January 1st?
Yes, New Year's is still New Year's.
So like that makes your that holiday like the version of Christmas like the first holiday of the year. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Instead of like the last holiday of the year, it's the first holiday of the year. That's pretty cool though. It's a fun way
Unfortunately,
to
I get shafted every year with my family with gifts because I get them bundled into one.
fair enough. And it doesn't help that your birthday is literally just like a couple days later. So yeah. My mom
Yeah,
used
just a
to
week after, yeah.
yeah, and my mom used to say that it just sucked so much because she used to get both gifts like on Christmas, like her birthday and her Christmas gift, or they would just say it counts as both. So I get that. I definitely get that. I always make a
Hmm.
point of making sure I buy the separate gifts, and I do the same thing for you too. Like I already have your birthday gift picked out, however, because I just did all the shopping for you at once because I couldn't
Right.
quit finding things I wanted to give you. So I'm like, you know what? I've picked out your birthday gifts too. So like, but I don't send them to you at the same time. So I might put them in the same. Like if I was shipping them from my house, I'd probably put them in the same box and just demand that you don't open them for like a week.
Have you
But
met me?
like I would just be like, please give this to your mother to hoard away from you for a little while, and then that's the only way that would work. But or I'd have to ship it to Erin and tell her not to give it to you until then.
You would have to do that, literally. Quite
Yeah.
literally.
But considering I don't ship things from my house and I just ship things from whatever website and I don't have to worry about that part, so it's much more convenient. So
Let's see. What else can I find out about? What do we do for Thanksgiving? Let's go all the way down. Do we have a Thanksgiving? No. We don't.
I was gonna say that's an extremely American
It is.
holiday. I mean,
I just want to
it's
double check.
Canada too, like, but it's a very Native American based holiday, so which makes
December
sense
7 is Earthquake Remembrance Day
to remember all the earthquakes you had that year,
for the
or
earthquake in
to
1988.
as I say to appease the earthquake god, so
Yes.
that Vulcan no longer destroys the planet with earthquakes. Okay. No, wait.
Right on the nose there.
Vulcan was the volcano god. I don't know what the earthquake god is. It'll always amuse me that Vulcan, the god of volcanoes, is also Vulcan, this species in Star Trek. It will never not amuse me. Because to my knowledge, I don't know if Vulcan is really hot. The planet,
Uh-huh.
is extremely hot. It's got like a resting average temperature of like 120 degrees or some shit like that. But there's no volcanoes on it, to my knowledge. So maybe dormant volcanoes, but
Another fun fact.
cool.
It's a history lesson today.
Okay.
While Armenians joined much of the world ringing in the calendar year with festivities centuries ago, the New Year was observed on March 21st
Okay.
in celebration of the birthday of the Armenian pagan god Vahan.
Okay.
Huge feasts were set out to honor the deity of courage, who is often identified as the Greek god Heracles.
Oh, well, that's cool. I think it would make almost more sense to have the new year at like the start of spring like that
Because of the
because
new harvest and everything. Yeah.
well, yeah, and like the new holiday and it's starting of like everything growing again for the first time as opposed to splitting it in the middle of winter. Like if you
Yeah.
think about it, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's probably one of the reasons like Chinese Lunar New Year makes more sense in a lot of ways, but like it would make more sense if you started it the new year at the beginning of spring. Like the first day of spring is the new year. Like that just would make more sense to me. Adjust the months around a little bit and make January a spring holiday.
Right? I mean, it would make sense because new life, everything's thawing out,
Yeah.
crops are being readied.
Things are starting over and it's just like that would just
Yeah.
make more sense rather than hey, new year right in the smack dab middle of this blizzard we're having. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Everything is still freezing outside. You can't get to your crops. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Just like, I guess maybe it's just that way it was you're freezing to death in the middle of the winter. You could say, I made it through the year and then just
I
die the
made it
next
through
day.
the year.
Just die the next day, frozen
Guys,
solid.
I made it. Bye bye. I can
Well,
call it quits now.
see, so in this episode, we have talked about um traumatizing somebody via text message who is definitely looking to step out on his wife. Um, we've talked about Bigfoot. We've talked about gnomes. We've talked about uh, Christmas traditions. We've talked about things we'd like to do for Christmas. We've
History
talked.
lessons in Armenian culture.
We've had history lessons in Armenian culture. Um, and yeah, well, I mean, we've covered quite a few different topics, to be honest. So that's pretty cool. Very an eclectic episode, but in all honesty, it's us and anybody who's listened to literally any tea time we've ever done. Under like the only time our episodes truly have structure is if one we're watching a movie or two it's D&D. Like that's the only
D&D has the most structure,
yeah.
and that's saying something.
Because there's like stuff you guys are like encountering that I'm making you deal with. Like you, here's a problem, deal with it. So, and if you don't, it will kill you. Or I will have a frog slap you in the face with a fish. Watch out for that, Valkyria.
Okay.
So I haven't made plans for that, but I might. I was telling my mom the other day, it's just like I'm gonna have to do some stuff to counteract Val and her mage hand of doom because fuck. If this is telling me anything about what the future's going to be like, I've got some shit to work
Ah.
on.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of the of Asha and the lunar sorcerer
Right?
aspect.
That
That
just
sounds
sounds
really
so
cool.
cool.
Sounds really cool. Like it would come into play later because you guys can't multi-class until you hit level 5, and I might have to play with her stats a little to make her be able to do that because you have to have like your you know how you guys have like strength, charisma, and all that like those stats. You have to have minimums requirements for certain classes and stuff like that. So I might have to help her finagle a little to make sure she meets her requirements. But
I just sent you a link to if you want to download the app that I have.
that's cool.
I'm so happy with daylight savings time because I am sleeping again.
Yeah,
I realized that my sleep schedule gets fucked when it's spring forward. I get
really.
no sleep. But
Hmm.
as soon as we hit fall back, I'm out.
No, that's cool.
I don't know what it is.
I
Like,
prefer the spring forward just because I like it getting darker later because I feel better going out of the house, when it's brighter out. So,
that's fair. I mean, I do like having longer days, but
yeah.
I like sleeping. So I will take the earlier nights.
Yeah. That's fair. I understand that. So, but yeah, I slept like garbage like last night and I'm just like, oh, I think I spent more time waking up than I did falling asleep. But um it's been an interesting episode, a weird episode, an eclectic episode. Uh a mildly possibly a mildly depressing episode as we talk about the boringness of our Christmases in all honesty. I really just had other expectations for this episode than what it turned into.
I'm not even surprised.
I mean, like there's things we'd both like to do for the holidays and things like that. And I mean, like I went out and I was googling um holiday things to do like in December, like in our area and stuff like that. And I had found like some like little events and stuff like that to put on our calendar to do. So like to give my mom and I something to do closer to the holidays. It'll be fun and holiday-y.
Hmm.
There's a parade I think at the beginning of December um, that we have plans to go to. The only weird thing about it is I know the people I used to work with at my previous university all go to that and are a part of
Okay.
that parade, and I'm just like, I hope I don't run into any of them if we go.
Oh,
Real awkward.
when is the powwow this year? I think it's the day after. I think it's the 26th.
The only thing I do will say that I miss about Full Sail is the fact that for Christmas, they send you to the theme parks for free.
That's nice.
So it's just like they rent out one side of Universal for you. And it's just like, oh, and UCF, who is a much larger university because it's the second largest university in the country, doesn't do jack shit for you at all. Like Full Sail gave you 2 fucking weeks off, and it's just like, and this one gives you like a couple days and like I think it's like a week and a half, but like it doesn't do anything. But Full Sail is a private university that charges you more money
Right.
than anything on this planet should. And it's just like, good lord. Like every semester, every year is a minimum of like $40,000. And it's just like, good God. People earning their associate's degree uh, or their bachelor's degree put more of themselves more in debt than I am working on my goddamn PhD. It's just like, Jesus. So it's
I don't know how you
insane.
do it, man.
Yeah. The people who are spending all that money are me working on a PhD.
I'm
Either
happy not doing that.
I really, really want to be done with school because I'd really like just to have the free time, but then I have to pay my loans.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do that. Those are so expensive. Oh my god. So I'm really hoping that maybe in some beautiful miracle I either win the lottery before I start paying for my loans. They cancel all student debt, and I think I have a better chance of winning the lottery. So I gotta start playing that lottery. Just gonna win the lottery, win a few $100 million, and buy all of us tiny houses to make our own tiny house village of just all of us on a big ass piece of property, make our own neighborhood. What do you think?
We've already agreed that we want to do this. Like,
True.
get a whole bunch of land, not even a lot, just enough for like a couple tiny houses. One for me, one for your mom, one for you, one for my mom, one for Aaron, one for
Yeah.
Tracy.
And like it's one of the things I like about Arizona is because they have really good laws about tiny houses, and not a lot of states do. Quite a few states out there that just don't want you to have them for any reason. Because why would people want you to have affordable housing?
Right? Why would they want to make anything affordable?
Exactly.
Like, why would they make insulin free
Was literally
when you
thinking
can make
that.
so much money off of
I
it?
can't believe that company lost
I'm
$13 billion.
so glad it did.
Me
The
too.
inventors of insulin sold their creation
Mhm.
for $1.
Specifically for the purpose so that it was affordably like it was affordable and accessible to people who would need it,
It
and
costs what? Less than $10
$10 to make,
to make insulin.
and they charge it at starting at $300.
It's
My mom once and this is a dark way to end our holiday episode. My mom, when she was working at one of the hospitals, saw some kid who was like 21 or something like that, who was in there and he was dying because the medications that he needed uh were too expensive, and he was like 20 and he
welcome
died.
to America, folks. All of you international listeners,
Don't come here.
really
The
rethink about how much you want to come to America if you want to come to America.
there's
Like,
no there's no American dream anymore, people. Like we are a country that is a nightmare masquerading as a paradise. And
we are a dystopia. That's what we are. We
the
are a
people
dystopia.
we are killing off first is our own people. So
We really need to fucking like tax the rich or just purge the rich. Like, it's fine.
I just need to live in a different country. I'm tired of dealing with
That
this
too.
one.
We need a different country.
Like I need a decent fucking country and a decent fucking paycheck to get me into a decent fucking country. And I don't really care what country it is as long as it's just not this one. This one just makes me sad. So,
Bruh, we've
somewhere in
got
Europe.
we've got one listener in the Bahamas.
Alright, that's cool.
Sorry, I'm just we were talking about it. I'm like, oh, let's look.
I'd really, really love to live in Japan for so many
I
reasons.
know you would.
And,
I
like
know
but
you
I'm
would.
aware of the fact that it wouldn't go well, for one, I don't speak Japanese. But for another thing, like, the cultural differences would make it not uncomfortable, but it just it's such a vast difference between it, like, I just don't know if it would just be something I'd wanna do in the long term. For short term, like, to live there for, like, a year or 2, I could see doing that. I just don't know if I'd wanna do it where, like, I go and I buy a house and I live there for, like, the rest of my life.
Right? We're in Glasgow.
Ooh,
We're
cool.
we're where I want to be. We're also in Ireland, which is cool. We're in Dublin and Limerick
Awesome, that's really,
and
really cool.
Mullingar. Sorry, I know we're going completely off topic, but that makes me happy.
That's cool. We're slowly but surely growing as a podcast, which is a really nice way to like wrap out our year. Our very first year as a podcast is really just getting to see all of the different places
How
that we've
far
reached.
we've reached.
Yeah. We went from like the only people who listen to it were like you, me, and Aaron, and then to like actually getting like international listeners and stuff like that, which
Like
is just absolutely amazing and really, really, really cool.
our biggest hubs are L.A.,
Hmm.
Orlando, D.C.,
Hmm.
San Jose,
Okay.
uh, Brussels,
Hmm.
London.
Wow.
Those are the big ones.
Yeah.
And like the ones after that, we got some in Seattle, Dallas, Kansas, Philly, New York. Yeah,
That's amazing.
I
That's wild. Yeah, on that it's like just super, super cool note. That is such a really amazing way for us to wrap out the year. And
it is.
just
It's great.
it's absolutely amazing. Like I love everything about it. Had never thought we'd do that and get
No,
that far and like just have more than like 10 people who listen to this. And, like, I can't believe we managed to do this because of the poor decision to rewatch Twilight.
I will never forget the day ever. I
Me
still
neither.
remember exactly what I was doing
Yeah.
when we decided to do this.
Yep.
So
Remember just sitting on the couch, just on a whim, deciding, I'm like, "I really just wanna watch Twilight again," and then texting you all kinds of shit about
and I'm
it.
just going, why the fuck are you doing this to yourself?
And it's just like, "Oh my god," and then just the amount of times we had to rewatch Twilight as we recorded the first episode. At the very least, if we've improved on nothing else, so we've improved in many areas, our sound quality's gotten way better. so,
Yeah, it has
so
because we
oh,
figured out how to deal with this shit.
we figured out what we were doing, and that's impressive. So, but we've come this far in less than a year because I don't think we started until like March, and then I can't wait to see what we're like this time next year. It's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be really, really, really cool.
I'm excited.
And none of this, absolutely none of this, would have been possible without all of you who are listening and have just been listening to it and just have checked us out and like on Instagram and like our website and things like that. And it's just been an absolute blast. If
Special
you
shout out to our Instagram friends who blast us.
Yeah, that's
30 Dirty and Dying is a godsend. I love them.
absolutely. That they're really, really fantastic. They're super awesome about just like blasting us out and stuff like that, which we always like really appreciate because I absolutely love interacting with you guys that way and any of you really, and it's a lot of fun for us too at the same time just because we get to interact with like other creators and stuff like that. Um and I will also shout out like the Quad Pro Quo Pod because they
Quad
are
Pro Crow.
Yeah,
quad
they are
pro.
always,
Oh
like,
my god.
just
Yeah.
interacting with us and stuff like that, and that's absolutely so amazing and nice of them. And it's really nice for us to get to interact with other, like, creators and stuff like that who do amazing things, and you should definitely check them out if you guys haven't already. Um, but, uh but yeah, like, this has been an amazing year of changes, of wildness, of just chaos and humor and weirdness and really just trying something new because we had no idea what this would do when we started it, and it's
No,
doing.
not a clue that I'd be doing a D&D session
Yeah, you had no idea.
this year.
We didn't start out the year having any idea we'd do a podcast, and we're ending the year not only doing a podcast, having international followers, but you've also learned how to play D&D. So that's pretty cool. So it's been a wild and interesting year. Um, but yeah, so I've enjoyed a lot of it. So
I still take such pride in this.
yeah, me too. In all honesty, I absolutely this is so much fun for me to do. Like I enjoy editing the episodes. I enjoy listening to it, and then like after we put the episodes out, like I'll go back and I'll listen to the episodes. There's some of our
Mhm.
episodes I've listened to multiple times out like on Spotify or whatever. And I enjoy doing that. I enjoy listening to it because it's fun for me. So I love hearing our stupid, wild, crazy conversations and just like some of the weird shit that's said and just like sitting there and listening to like something that's come out of one of our mouths and like, oh god, I can't believe we said that.
It's like,
And then
"Oh, that's out in the world now."
yeah, like that's there. So, like it's a lot of fun for me to listen to something that we've created together because this is a
And
lot of fun.
it's a way for you to be social without leaving your house.
Fair point. So I definitely feel like my social quota is met by like actually having video chats with you
Yeah.
the way we do when we record these because that's much better for me than going out into the world. So and having to make small talk with strangers because
Yeah.
ew to small talk with strangers. So but I guess we will wrap up our holiday episode and part of the end of the year by just doing some plugs of stuff that's going on. If you haven't already checked us out on social media, please go ahead and do that. We're on Instagram and Facebook and I think Twitter. I don't know
We're
if we
on
use Twitter.
Twitter.
Twitter's a dumpster fire at this point in time. So, like, if you're not on
I'm
Twitter,
not even
nobody's.
gonna bother with the Twitter blue verify shit. I'm like, I
Why
don't
would we? I'm
care.
not paying Elon Musk anything. I want Twitter to fail so he loses $44 billion. Okay, like no, let it. Chiquita is in the middle of taking over Brazilian governments, and then like an, one of the insulin companies lost $13 billion. Like no, let it burn.
Let it all burn.
So check us out on our more stable social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram is where we're more active.
Active, yeah, and then
Like
so you can talk to us there and like send us messages, say hey, what's up, respond to us or whatever, comment whatever, like do whatever you want. We're also if you just want to like message us on Instagram, say hey, you listen to us or whatever, absolutely feel free to do that
if
because
you
we're
have comments or suggestions like, "Hey, have you guys thought about doing X, Y, and Z for an episode?" Give me ideas.
yeah, like we're always open to hear new ideas, new people, or
Mm.
if you just want to drop a line and say hey, what's up, that you're just as weird and random as we are,
Fair
absolutely
warning,
feel.
if you come at us yelling in a message going, "You suck," we will roast you.
You've listened to
And we will
us.
put you on blast on this episode on an episode.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Like you've listened to us,
You've been warned.
there's no hold bars chaos on this on so like you come at us, well like that's fine. But like you just want to have some like fun, just say hey or whatever, absolutely hit us up. It's at the sorry not sorry generation on pretty much every platform. You look at us. If you don't listen or use Spotify, we have a bunch of different platforms you can check out.
Let me quickly list off everywhere that we're at. We
Sure.
are on Spotify, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcast, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, the RSS.com community, Apple Podcast, Google Podcasts, Pandora, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Deezer.
There's several of those I've never heard of, but if you
I
use
know.
any of them, by all means, go check us out on literally any platform. We definitely don't have a preference. You do you. Um, And also check out our website. It is linked in the bio of our Instagram. It's at the Sorry Not Sorry Generation,
I think
and
it should also be linked in our Facebook.
it should be linked on our Facebook. You can check out all kinds of like special things on there. You can learn stuff about us. You can learn stuff about our D&D characters. There's a whole bunch of like lore and like little stuff about our D&D campaign that's on there. Some of the homebrew stuff that I've made at this point is out there. And as we go through the campaign, I will be releasing more of the homebrew stuff that I've made. After the Christmas special that we have that's coming out is released, I plan on putting all that together and putting it on there for anybody to use however you want. Just give credit for, to the Sorry Not Sorry generation. And I should probably link the music that I make for the D&D episodes on there too at some
You
point.
should totally make a Spotify Spotify playlist with our D&D music.
Yeah, I should do that. I don't have any of my D&D music on Spotify, but I should do that. And because I have a YouTube channel for it, for which is a serendipitous setting for anyone who wants to check that out and find music for your own D&D groups or just for studying and ambiance and anything else. I've got some interesting sounds and some fandom related ones too. Um, and you can also check out our website for merch. We have merch. We have
And
some
there's more coming.
There's some pretty cool merch, and since we are coming to the end of the year, we've talked about it in previous episodes, but we will do a formal announcement that for our podcast 1 year anniversary, we are making a interesting life decision to go physically to Forks, Washington for a festival that they're having there and also just to celebrate our 1 year anniversary. And when we go, we will release our Twilight themed line of merch for anybody who's interested in repping the early 2000s chaos. So you guys can definitely look forward to that, which will come out in like a couple of months. And really just seeing us possibly living some like high school age dreams of going to Forks. And but if we don't come back, or if for some reason you see pictures of us and we're like red-eyed and super pale and try to tell you that it's for lessons, please don't believe us. But also I hope we don't get turned into a vampire because I'd rather be a shapeshifter. So
Yeah. I mean, I would.
I don't want to give up eating chocolate. Like, I don't want to give up chocolate. So I'm gonna have an issue if I get turned into a vampire and I have to give up chocolate. So
That's fair. I don't want to give up chocolate either because we all know I'm a whore for chocolate.
or if you read the messages that we sent to this unsuspecting, well, not unsuspecting, but this weird ass person, you also are in a polyamorous relationship with 5 people.
With 5 people. I am living. I am living the fantasy reverse harem dream.
Just to clarify, because I don't remember if we clarified this at the beginning of the episode, obviously Ani is not in a polyamorous relationship with 5 other people. Please don't believe
I'm
that.
not in any relationship.
Polyamorous or otherwise, but that was absolutely hilarious. So drop us a line, check us out. If you want to learn more about the podcast, more about us as people, more about the D&D world that we're set in, just, some of the homebrew things or whatever, just check us out, hit us up, message us however you'd like, and we'll be happy to get back to you, talk to you, no matter where you are or what it is you have to say. We're totally here because beyond everything else about this year, this has been the most exciting thing I think either of us have done. And it's
I
been a lot of
agree.
fun. And it's been wild and weird. And I've loved every single second of it, with the exception of editing the first Twilight movie after listening to it like 5 times.
Yeah.
I am pretty sure I can recite the entire first Twilight movie word
I
for
really
word.
don't need to. I do not need to recite. No. No.
When we go to Forks, one of the plans is to have Erin interview us, because Erin's going to go with us and have her
Oh
ask us
yeah.
questions and stuff like that.
I
If she
forgot about that.
if she happens to ask us what our most hated episode is, it will always be. I think it's Twilight Part 2 is the one I've listened to just a
Probably.
stupid amount of times. But yes. So like I have that answer like in the bank already.
Probably.
But really thank you all for listening all over the world, you know, like that is so bizarre to think about, but in like the best way possible. And I love everything about it. If you have any comments, suggestions, things you'd like to hear from us, or just general anything else, hit us up. Say hey, be weird, be crazy. And we will see you guys in the next one.
We'll be back for more chaos before the year is out. Trust. Trust.
There's chaos in every day of our lives,
Oh,
so like
yeah.
you could trust that weirdness will happen before the year is out. So thank
We're
you
not
guys.
done yet.
Oh yeah, we're never done. We are ongoing chaos machines, just pure chaos energy. And yeah, so we'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.